Hello and welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name is David Turner and I'm here with James Farley,
Hello.
Matt Murray,
Hi, David. How's it going?
and don't ask me that in the middle of the thing. Don't ever ask me that. And Sean Bell.
How are you in yourself, Dave?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I'm doing,
okay. Interesting.
I'm doing okay. I'm
feel left out
working
now.
through things. Shut up, you. We'd like to thank our Patreon producers this month. They are Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap, Simon Nelson, Moomin Biscuit, Trans Rights to Human Rights, Dave Ernsberger, Colin Brown, Gasman, Rocketman76, Smooth Monkey, John Tempelli, Jackie Sniper, Sam Higton, Thomas, Stan, Philip with an F, Cutty, Steve Lee, Jack Oven, Grey Dragon Claw, Colin the Carwanker Smith, Lee Keybottom, My Dog Skip, Dean, Evil Mammal, Conky Donkers Full Nels Conga, Laser Quest, 42 Sources Span, James, JMS, Dr. Wookie, and Ramalaptar. What was the song that I was thinking of? It's too long to go into, but there's part of the Diddy Kong. Yeah, I don't, because I was trying to remember. Then I remembered that actually trying to describe this on the pod might be insane. It's the lobby music for Diddy Kong Racing. Whenever I hear that, it goes dun 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 lama lama lapta lama lapta. That's what I hear in my head. Okay, that's what I hear in my head whenever I hear Ramalapta. Thank you for going full Nels. We really do appreciate all the support. We don't have adverts. We're independent. Your support really does go a hell of a long way to letting us do what we want to do, which sounds really selfish and actually quite arrogant. We could do what we want now because of you lot, but no, we really do appreciate it. Patreon.com/TCGS. This month's bonus show is going just around the corner, and then we'll be doing our stream. Visit patreon.com/TCGS, find a tier you like and select one. We really do appreciate it. Shall we get to feedback, Matt? Last week's show was a complete fucking mess, I think it's safe to say.
I'm amazed we didn't get more shit or any shit.
I'm amazed at that as well, actually. I will say this, listeners, this is the closest I've ever been to say we're not putting that out. Like, genuinely, it was the closest that I went, we're not doing it, that's not good enough. But then I listened to it back, and actually, like, the first 45 minutes were quite fun. There was quite a few good gags in there or whatever, and then it turned into Shire's Wrath was announced. Yeah. So, I mean, there's more of that to come.
No, I've tried to fix it. I've tried to fix that, but only Sean's play ball. So it's.
I've been really busy today, mate. All right. So
fine.
You can't ask me several hours in. Anyway, yeah, it was a bit of a shit show last week. I'm surprised that we didn't get more crap for it. If you didn't make it to the end, which I'm assuming you didn't, because we had a lot of feedback saying you guys should just go back to doing the telling James Farley things, and we're like, yeah, we said that at the end of this pod. You probably ditched it about halfway through last week. So yeah, we are very much considering bringing back the telling series now that Summer Games Fest seems to have just condensed into about a week. It seems perfect to do that. So I think that might be happening next year.
Yeah,
very excited.
Let's hope so.
So how much shit did we get, Matt? What's this feedback form like?
Very, very little. But there is a message here from Git a Ruman. Big Dave fan, but I've been cringing in anticipation all week after the Guitaru Man announcement after hearing him refer to it as Guitaru Man in the past. So I was extremely relieved to hear him pronounce it Guitaru Man. All is well in the world again. Excellent job.
Yeah, if you'd have asked me the other day, how do you pronounce it? It'd be a flip of a coin, I think. Guitaru Man and Guitaru.
I was in the game, right? On the title screen, they say Guitaru Man.
Ooh, Guitaru Man. Yes, they
do. The main
do.
character refers to it as his Guitaru. So
yes,
See,
yes, you're absolutely right.
I did wonder about this because I swear I've heard you mostly describe it as Guitaru Man, David. Like whenever you've talked about it. So
and
that's
it would
why I was a bit
probably be
surprised.
because of the intro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna look for that I'm going to look for that sound effect. See if I can find it while you're reading out the next one.
Next bit is from Zoe Belmont. Dear TCGS, thank you for a good roundup of last week's game conferences. There was so much to get through, so kudos for covering as much as you did. However, I was horrified to realise that you failed to discuss the new Castlevania Belmont's Curse. Why would you slander my family so? This is especially galling considering how much of a big fan James is of the series in particular. So with that in mind, what did you think to the trailer? Yours sincerely from Zoe Belmont. Yeah, at the time I was like, oh wow, we didn't even mention that.
Yeah, we skipped that somehow. Go on, James. Sorry.
Oh, you're on mute, James.
Himself. He's muted.
You're on mute.
Fucking hell! I did the thing again, right? Where I thought I was muted, and so I pressed it, and I wasn't. And
let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. You did that thing where you thought you were unmuted, so you fucked it.
Yes, and that's why I said "fucking hell" when it happens because it was really annoying. And
okay,
for all involved.
Let's try that again.
All the listeners, go on.
Why did that happen, James?
Well, no, don't do that to me. Let's just talk about Castlevania. So anyway, Castlevania.
That was weird.
Finally.
What?
Yeah.
Go on, let's get on with it then.
No, I think it was because there was so much stuff that was not released, that was announced last week. It was just like
he's rattled.
It was just too many things, and I don't know. I think
it wasn't. It was just new footage, right? It wasn't like we already knew it was a thing.
Yeah,
but the new footage looked great. Looked really good. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just we already kind of knew about it, and I don't know. There was loads of stuff. There was that Star Trek game as well that I wanted to talk about at some point, but completely forgot.
Oh, the
Bloober Team one. Yeah, which is really strange.
We should say we did just run out of time as well, didn't we? Because it was getting
bad.
So late, and we were
long
it
time.
was bad. It was bad towards the end of the. And then there's another one, and another one, and then okay, right, let's go. It's like that's
got burnt out with it, isn't it? It's it's just too much stuff.
We're getting old, people. We're getting old.
But it looks good in conclusion.
Good. Okay. Skill. Eskil, I've got a contribution to Kitchen Chat. Gas ranges are practically unheard of in Norway in the 21st century, so when I moved to Paris to study after high school, I had the gas on for 5 minutes before turning it off, opening the windows and Googling how to use it. Turns out there was a trick with a knob, as is often the case. Au revoir from Eskil.
Well, like you didn't click it in first and turn it.
Just gas pouring into the room.
Yeah, we've had a bad one of those since.
Really?
I mean, like in the last year. Yeah, when with our new kitchen, we went away for 2 nights and came back, and the hob was still on, just burning away for 2 days straight. I'm not gonna say whose fault it was.
No,
yeah,
could be anyone.
It wasn't mine. You work out.
Harry
doesn't cook, mate.
Sorry,
doesn't
Harry.
cook, that boy. No, won't use the hob. That was a bad one. That was a bad one.
Okay, we're gonna go with the supersonic acrobatic rocket powered battle cars corrector. Dave, mate, surely you know the literal predecessor to Rocket League was the catchily entitled supersonic acrobatic rocket powered battle cars. If you haven't heard it, please put up and enjoy the terrible theme song.
Oh yes, I've played it. I've played that version of the game. It's not very good. But yeah, we used to sing. We used to sing that fucking theme tune all the time when playing Rocket League because you could have it as a gold music. Supersonic battle cars. It's up there with the worst of them. It's up there with Tribes. It's up there with that.
Yeah, but Tribes is catchy. That's the difference.
It's not a good game title, that is it? I know they
Supersonic
probably.
No.
Yeah, I can see why maybe they thought it would be funny, but it's
I
not.
didn't think Rocket League was a good name, though. To be
It's
fair,
not very descriptive either, is it?
No, it is. What is Rocket League? I just assumed it was a first-person shooter when I first heard about it coming out. But it made it its own. It's certainly better than the supersonic acrobatic rocket powered battle cars. And I would say it is also pretty. It's not great for us to say, what a shit name for a game. Anyway, welcome to the Computer Game Show.
Great for SEO, David. We can't argue with that, can you? And that's what we all did it for. It's better than the Computer Game Show.
Yeah, that was what it could have been.
Yeah, it was very close to being that.
That was a typo.
The artwork was produced. That's how
The
close it became.
artwork.
The artwork.
The artwork.
Noah's
We all make
artwork.
mistakes, Matt. We all make mistakes, mate.
All right, Dave, shut up. Okay,
I still wanted to call it like David Turner's The Computer Game Show.
I love it every time you say that
it
because
would
I
be funny.
agree.
It would be very funny.
Matt would never have
no
agreed to
way.
that.
No way.
Look at him.
Over my dead body.
It would have been doubly funny when Dave was off.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe we should have rebranded for that alone.
Do you know what was great though, James? If we were setting this podcast up and we came up with David Turner's The Computer Game Show and Matt went, no way, I'd have just said, okay, well, you're not in it then. That's the tactic I would have
Also
got someone else on board and we would have been
like who?
all right.
Like who?
I've got some people in mind.
Have you though, David?
It could still happen.
I don't think it can. Feet under the table now. Too late. Kurt Lewin has messaged. Soaring discourse. Okay. What I've taken to doing with Soaring due to the issue regarding it getting squashed down when you cut it is to buy the mini lunchbox loaves that don't require any cutting.
Yes.
I'm a bit of a connoisseur when it comes to them, as there are different flavours like banana, strawberry, apple, and then special editions like toffee apple, raspberry, and white chocolate and ginger loaf for Christmas. The best will still always be the original, goes well with custard.
What the fuck is
Incredible. That's just an incredible message, frankly.
Kurt's got this incredible way of reeling you in and going, yeah, I agree, Kurt, and then just saying stuff where you go, what? Yeah, sort of.
I think it probably would go well with custard, wouldn't it?
No, but it's just supposed to be butter, isn't it?
I was going to say, so even when I have the little ones, I still slice them in half so I can butter each half of it. I feel weird just buttering the exterior of a. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean? What, like, yeah, you need to cut. No, what are you talking about, Sean?
The
little lunchbox ones.
Yeah.
I'll still slice it in half.
Oh, that's not what he's. Oh, is that what he's talking about? Oh, no, fuck those ones. You can get pre-sliced ones. You get them yeah. They saw what bread did. They saw what bread did. And went, right, someone at Soaring went, right, we're going to do what bread did. It'd be the best thing
Bread's
since
massive.
sliced bread. and they did that, and now you can get them pre-sliced.
Is it good though? Because
it
doesn't
taste
it
the
lose some
same.
of the softness and all that
Yeah,
kind
it
of
loses
stuff,
a lot of the softness, actually. It's disgusting. It's actually disgusting. I will say, I do need to say a massive thank you to Paddy, friend of the show, who has been a big supporter of us for a long time, who sent me any sharp knife sharpener in the week because I think he felt sorry for me and my blunt knives.
See, those things are fascinating because so this came up in the Discord because obviously the only thing people wanted to talk about in FPS week was talking about knives. Yeah, so have you ever seen the Instagram adverts for those things?
No.
It's this old like butcher lad in a little pork pie hat. And he talks for like 3 minutes and he demonstrates all the things you can sharpen with it, including like a trowel.
Is that like it's like when you go to the market and there's always someone going, okay, look, it's either like a towel or a mop or something, and they've got that board out and they're just It's great.
And every time it comes up, I have to watch the whole thing in full because I just find it really satisfying to watch.
Well, I'll tell you something. He sent me a message saying, "I am about to change your life," and then he sent me this knife sharpener. And at the weekend, I had to dice some chicken, Sean.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, there's no real instructions here. So I went on YouTube, how to use any knife sharpener, and they said, right, just pop your knife on top and do it 3 times. And I was
no pressure, right from
no pressure, just do it. So I did, like the pork pie hat said. And anyway, so I did that, and I went, well, that hasn't done anything. So I washed the knife, and then diced the chicken, and I thought, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like. I'm not supposed to put any downward pressure. I was like, Joe, come and have a look at this.
How many times have you cut your fingers this week, though?
I have got only 2 left.
When I got some new knives, I just cut my fingers ever. I was like, okay, so normally I guess I'm always cut my finger, but they're so blunt I never notice. But with new knives, I'm like, fucking, I'm bleeding everywhere. These fingers are really sharp. There should be a warning.
So I will say a big thank you to Paddy. You have genuinely changed my life. I can cut things now, so that's been a big. Joe's like, we've not used that knife in 3 years. Why are you sharpening it? Just to see.
Just because I can.
I just want to feel things. So thank you very much.
Huge. We're going to end with Chris. As a boring person with a long beard, I can assure you we're not all the same, and I'm looking forward to that new God of War game. I agree it looks fantastic, and it will be a must-play title. Thanks for the pod. Keep up the great work.
Oh, Chris, I worry that
checking
people... Yeah, I worry that people misunderstood that. Not all pricks that slag off, games going... Not all people with beards will slag off games for going woke. But all people that slag off games for going, white guys with beards. So it's an unfortunate sort of link we've got going on over there. But I've been seeing loads more of that, and it just, I'm done. They're banning social media for under 16s. Can we make it under 60s, please? Because I'm actually done with this shit at this point. I don't think it's good for anyone. All right.
Follow us on Twitter. No, don't. Actually, we're not there.
Shit. No,
we're just squatting on the username at this point, just in case they turn it around one day. You never know.
I like the fact that this law, right? Like Joe said to me, God, it's really going to affect what is it, Mr. Beast numbers, isn't it? I like the fact that we are not concerned. We're not concerned. This is going to have
WhatsApp,
zero impact.
The day they bring the ban in, we need to do a special episode saying farewell to all our under 16 fans on YouTube.
Yeah, you imagine. All right.
Go to tcgs.co to leave your feedback.
Cool. Should we get to the news? James Farley, what's been going on in the world of video games?
Well, after the end of Jeff's last extravaganza, we got the last sort of bits of that with the Nintendo Direct, which happened on Tuesday last week after we recorded.
Is not involved with this.
I was going to make that clear. Credit.
Yeah.
No, but it's on the tail end of his stuff, isn't it?
You reckon Nintendo riding the coattails of
of Summer Game Fest. I've said it right every single time this year, and I'm quite proud of it. Of that, yeah. Right. Anyway, they had a.
I can't believe that's a fucking achievement. Our news guy.
It's progress.
I said it right every day this year.
It's progress.
It's one news hound.
Yeah.
David, earlier you said Games Fest earlier. I'm actually sick.
I partly do it just to wind you up. Actually, I know how much you hate it.
You know what? It's working. Well done.
So we got a Nintendo Direct, which was billed as being like, how long was it? About like 90 minutes or something like that? 50 minutes. I can't remember.
It's just under an hour.
Long.
Some sort of number.
It was long, and there was a lot in it. There was a lot of games announced at this. There was a lot of anticipation for this as well, because people were thinking.
I so thought this was going to be the big one. I think
a lot of people thought that.
Dangerous thinking that.
I tell you why, because it's been a year since the Switch 2 come out,
and
I thought, this is it. We're finally going to see what they're going to do with this console, and holy shit.
I mean, do you know what? It's been 8 years since the last 3D Mario as well, which is quite a long time.
Has it really?
Yeah, it's been
years.
Yeah, but when you think about the gap between Mario Galaxy 2 and Odyssey, what was that? That has to be more than 8 years, surely.
No, but they did have. There was 3D World though in between.
Yeah, but that's
really
not
count.
a proper 3D Mario game. That was his own thing. Yeah, no, Bowser's Fury was amazing, but you wouldn't count that in the sort of main 3D Mario games.
It's not those.
I mean, and I'm not saying that it's of a lesser quality. I think those games are fucking great, but they are a spin-off, in my view, from the main 3D series. Look, I mean, I was worried from the start when the guy, I always forget the guy that presents them now. What's his name? Oh, brilliant. Welcome to the computer game show.
I was going to make my joke and then
Nakamori was it? Yeah. Yamaguchi, is that right?
I don't think so.
No, everyone's just saying Nakamori was in the chat. You're not helping us. You're not helping us. But when the presenter comes out and goes, "Today we're going to show you a bunch of games coming out for the Switch 2 and also Switch 1," like it was like that, and I just went, "Oh no, oh no!" Now that's not to say that I don't want games to be coming out for the Switch. I know that.
Yeah, no, there was always going to do it. 150 sold.
Of course. But when it looked like the majority of the games are going to be not the sort of flagship titles that we're expecting to come out on the next generation of console.
Oh, we've got some flagships here.
Let's go for
Let's
it.
Let's hear about them.
Can I just say, I mean, it also didn't help that the opening game, you haven't included it here, sorry, I didn't go through the list, but the opening game, Rhythm Paradise, genuinely looks brilliant. Like, and I was like, I was slightly concerned that they were opening with that, but I am like, that is one of my favourite games. This looks like an excellent version of that, and they've added loads of stuff like this. There's like I'm assuming it's only local multiplayer. I'm not too sure. So local multiplayer stuff that looks really good fun. And I am so up for that game. It's going to be excellent. So
what we've done this time is, because I'm not reading out a list of these games, because put it this way, if you really like Japanese role-playing games, then you probably had a really good direct, because it was pretty much, it felt like every other game was a Japanese role-playing game, and there was, so a lot of people were probably very excited about that, particularly the Xenoblade stuff. So what I've done here is I listed here the games that we're kind of interested in. I've got Fire Emblem. I mean, I don't know, are you still at all interested in that, Sean?
I mean, I really didn't get on with Engage, the last one. I thought it was weird.
It was bad.
Creepy, and not an interesting.
And then Three Houses, you weren't. That was
okay. It wasn't bad.
All right.
Okay.
It was just on the default difficulty was way too easy.
Yeah.
Okay. It's funny because I saw how much. What was the one that you were really, really into?
That was Awakening.
Awakening, yeah.
All
time. And seeing you go from that and then through the houses with Fire Emblem, it's like, oh shit, that's really weird, because you were so passionate about that series.
Yeah, because it was brilliant.
Sort of
and then it's sort of every release since then has sort of like tapered off really and got slightly worse. And I mean, Engage was bad. I mean, I didn't enjoy that game hardly at all, mostly because the story stuff was dreadful as well. And
because I was thrown. Because the. Like your mom is in the game, right? The main character's mom is one of the characters, and she looked about 20, and the camera was like lingering on her chest and stuff, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I couldn't deal with that. So.
You see, I mean, stuff like the combat was still fine, like it was still really good, but all this stuff like attached to it was much less sort of engaging, should we say, than it was. Nice. But we don't know anything about Fortune's Weave really yet. I mean, from this trailer, we didn't really get like a great deal from it, but hopefully it will be less. Yeah,
I mean,
it's interesting
the
that
fact that they're focusing on 4 characters, that felt like a different way of doing it, or not?
Not particularly, because I mean it's always been like, you get like a core group of people that you sort of like follow through the game. I mean, the big thing with Awakening was the fact that you had like people could get together, and then you had like descendants and all sorts of stuff, which was really cool and really interesting because of the way
it was so cool the way that happened.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, we can spoil it now. It's a DS game from 20 years ago or whatever, but the idea was basically all the main characters, all their, like, the war they're currently fighting is still going on like 30 years in the future. But in the future, they've discovered time travel. So basically, 2 characters would get together and like, right, they're in a relationship now. Bang, time portal opens. Here's their fully grown child who joins the army.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit, like this. And so it was really cool the way that would happen.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
It's like this idea of like, we can end this net like in the past rather than having to this continue, by doing this. It was really good. It was great. Really, but I guess we'll see how it pans out. The DK challenge was nobody else was interested in this, no?
I wasn't interested in it, but I think what they're doing seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I think what they're doing seems pretty cool. I was slightly confused when I went to try it in the week, because it was like, try this challenge in Donkey Kong Bonanza. So I went, okay, I'll do that. And then it loaded Donkey Kong Bonanza up and just took me to the main menu.
No.
Like, it didn't take me to a bit of the game and say...
No, and then
I thought that was the whole... point.
And I'll tell you what's
Yeah.
really funny about it as well is then if you just click continue, so it just like loads
Yeah.
up your save game, it then just activated loads of the cards for me because I'd already done all of those things in the game. You know,
Yeah,
like
right.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I wonder how that works then, because I didn't try it with the other ones, but I should do really, because I love the idea. I really like the idea of them bringing in these little micro challenges for games that are already on your system. I don't know how they handle that for. I'm assuming you can't do the Donkey Kong Bonanza ones if you don't own the game.
no, it's you have to have the game to be able to do
So
it.
like
But
that kind of feels a bit shit. Like that you've got this whole thing, but you also need to buy the game to be a part of it. But
And
I
also
get
you
it.
need-
I mean,
you need
the one in
like
the
a-
video. Go on.
and you need like an NSO subscription as well if you're going to
Yes.
if
Yeah,
you're going to
yeah,
play
for
the
sure.
the classic stuff
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. But
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
way I saw it from the video, because this is an NSO online challenge, but if you've got Donkey Kong Bonanza, then you get extra things. I thought it was quite cool,
Oh,
that
okay.
allowing you to play, these cool little challenge modes, without owning the game, and then if you do, there's extra bonus, and so you get cards,
I
you
mean,
own
no,
cards.
you do need to own the game.
You only need to own a game to get these extra Donkey Kong Bonanza specific ones, but all the others are part of NSO.
Yeah,
That's how it's
but you need
pitched.
NSO to play this thing anyway.
and
don't you?
if you
Yeah.
want to get like all of the like the whole card set, then you have to have Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like, there's
Yeah,
no way
yeah,
to
to
do
do
it
that.
without that.
Okay. Look, I think it's an interesting idea. I don't know if it's the best one to start with. Like, Donkey Kong.
No, especially the retro stuff because I've done all the retro stuff. I just sat there on Sunday and I just played because it doesn't take long. You can play through all the stuff. Some of the games have aged better than others, I would say. Particularly because you have to play the Game Boy, like Game Boy versions of Donkey Kong Country as well.
Oh,
And
do
they're
ya?
and they're not great.
Yeah, I
they're
imagine
really
they're
not
not very
great
good.
at all. And but Donkey Kong Country 3, that was pretty good. I quite enjoyed what I played of
Do
that.
you know what? So was 2 and 1. To be honest with you.
I played a bit of 1 again. It's the controls. I still
No,
just don't like the
one's
controls.
brilliant. One's brilliant, but one's better than 2. I'd say 2 was the weakest of the 3. But
Okay.
yeah, you've always had some weird sort of fucking hang up with.
No, because
Donkey
I
Kong
don't
as
like
well.
the controls in it, and also, I don't know. It just doesn't. It looks ugly as well now,
Yeah.
and
I don't know.
it's
I
aged
don't
badly.
know. I still like it. Some of the best music in
Oh yeah.
games.
Music's
Yeah,
good. Yeah, music's good.
Thank you. I reckon. All right.
So then we had Switch Sports Resort,
Oh my
which
god, did we?
Yes.
I mean, look. Okay, right. We'll talk about Switch Sports, which was a game we were skeptical about because we won. Like instantly when I saw Switch Sports, I thought this isn't going to handle as well as Wii Sports, right? Because it doesn't have the depth. Oh, do you remember that whole thing? Everyone laid into me because I was like, surely without the sensor bar, you can't say how close you are to
you're not
the
gonna have
telly when you're
one-to-one
using it or
control.
whatever. And everyone fucking slagged me off, but I was fucking right because that Switch Sports was not as responsive and it was not as good as Wii Sports. I think we can all
nowhere
agree.
near.
But then there was also that weird presentation around it, and the fact that it forced a lot of online stuff. And when you played online, it was just a weird. It seemed to ignore everything that was so good about Wii Sports, and created a game that just was nowhere near as good or inspiring. This looks more of the same.
It really does.
I think what's worrying is that the boys saw it and went, "We're getting that." Because they don't really
Isaac was
care.
really
They're not
keen as well. So.
Yeah, they're not comparing it to.
I mean, I said that.
Of course you did that. But I think more importantly is that there are two things that I took away from this. Firstly, they obviously knew that the last Switch Sports wasn't. There was problems with it, and I think in this one they've gone right 12 games, then 12 different sports, and you go all right. But then, when a lot of those were the ones from Switch Sports in the first place, you go, "Is this? Come on!" Do you know what I mean? Like,
What about the thumb wrestling?
Does that suggest
we'll
that the
get to
first
that.
one didn't really sell? And
I
so they
don't
knew
know.
they could
I'd
get
be
away with
fascinated to
repeating
know.
loads of it. That's what it
Yeah,
felt like to
maybe.
me. But as someone who already owns the original, it's like, that's really shit. Why is it just got all
there's
the
not
same
much
stuff
here.
in it?
Yeah, there's not much here to sort of excite
So,
me.
Nintendo Switch Sports, according to Nintendo themselves, and this is, I mean, as of 4 months ago, it sold almost 18 million units.
That's pretty good.
18.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
So
Okay, yeah,
pretty
that's
good,
all right.
actually.
So that theory out the
Chris.
window.
Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, the fact it's got golf again and tennis again, I'm like, okay, cool. Well, maybe it's more responsive and more accurate. I mean, I'm going to go
I
again.
don't think the game's the problem. I think it's just the movement tech in the Joy-Cons just wasn't up to it. Maybe the Switch 2. Is this Switch 2 or is this both?
It's Switch 2.
Is it just Switch
It's
2?
Switch 2 only, because there's some of them you require the mouse controls on.
Yeah.
Right.
More
okay.
on that
So
later.
Maybe the motion gubbins in the Switch 2 Joy-Cons
See,
is better. I wouldn't count.
We
that,
haven't
though.
heard
No, I
anything
wouldn't
about
count
that,
that
have we?
either.
So I'm assuming
No.
probably not, because they would
they'd
have
have made
said.
a song and dance around it if it was.
Yeah.
We'd have learned about it
Yeah.
in the Welcome Tour.
They would have called
But-
it something like Motion Plus or something. You know?
Yeah.
So the ones
Plus,
that they've
plus.
confirmed are archery, which could work, I think,
Yeah.
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing, table tennis, volleyball, lots of net sports again, bowling,
Mm-hmm.
basketball, which wasn't very good in Switch Sports. The
No.
basketball wasn't great. Golf, thumb wrestling, which they spent a ridiculous amount of time on.
Oh my
Skateboarding,
Created a lot of memes, though, that one has.
power cruising, and
What's
plane.
power cruising?
Well, yeah, that's a jet ski.
It looked like
isn't
wave. It's like people
yeah.
saying, "Oh, it's wave race," and it's like it's not going to be anything like wave race.
Yeah, this failed to excite me. I think I don't want to be too negative. Like we've really been quite negative this year on the computer game show, and I'm trying to avoid that. But
Lots
but
to be
yeah,
negative about, though. I think that's.
yeah, I think this really did feel. I don't know. It's not the game that I was expecting to sort of make me fall in love with playing Nintendo consoles again. And the stuff they showed, like thumb wrestling, you go, that's a neat idea that probably you'd pay 50p a pound for, but not like a big presentation about. Because what you're doing is you're essentially each holding a Joy-Con and you're tilting it left or right for your thumb. And the longer you hold down your thumb, the bigger your thumb gets, the more powerful your thumb gets. And then you just have to time it and capture the other person's thumb. I just thought that looks like the sort of thing we'll do once and never again. And there was a lot of that in this. So,
I didn't expect on the live demo for him to lose. I thought, okay, he's going to win this, and the fact he lost, I was like, okay, yeah, respect.
I do find that so. Like I don't know what right, and maybe I'm wrong here, but like I did find that really Japanese the way he lost though. Aha! I have lost the game, and and I just thought,
What do you expect him to say? For fuck's sake, stupid computer.
yeah, I love that. Also the skateboarding was the one that I thought, oh, that's quite a neat idea, because you're using the mouse to do the skateboard, and it just reminded me of those little finger.
Yeah, tech
little
decks. Yeah.
What are they called?
Tech decks.
Tech decks.
Tech decks. Did you ever try it?
Yeah, I had one. Oh, I had a tech deck, boy. I didn't have a ramp, but I had a tech deck.
Even as a
hell
kid,
yeah.
I looked at them and went, I don't get it. What? I don't get it.
No, I mean, that was an improvement on when our mates were into like blading in like, I don't know, year 9, 10, 11. Like, we were literally like getting our rulers and like putting our rulers up against the table almost to make like grind marks in the middle of the ruler. Like, so tech decks are a lot better than that. You know, like if you had grinding plates on your Rose's Rome skates. No, everyone? Okay, don't matter. Like, you know, they're like the rubbery bits, and when you're grinding on poles or curbs, they would kind of have like a little indent in the middle. Well, yeah, we were all just like, you know, well, we can't skate now, but we can certainly make like a little. I've said too much.
You used to fake. You used to fake.
No, it
it
wasn't
looked
fake.
like you.
It
No,
wasn't fake,
that
it was a
sounds
ruler. It was a ruler. I wasn't faking anything. It was my ruler for school. But it's just like we were just grinding our. Anyway, I've said too much. But what I'm saying is, yeah.
I don't even follow the concept, Matt. See,
No, I don't
the
know
way
either.
it sounded like to me is that
Go
you
on.
had rollerblades and you'd put.
And you were like
You-
weathering them to make
you
them.
were
work.
weathering them against your ruler.
But this was in school when we weren't skating, and we just had our rulers. We were going to grind them against the edge of a table in school to make like a little like, you know, indent, much like our skates when we were grinding curbs.
Fucking
etc.
have no idea what you're talking about. Let's move on.
Everyone was doing it in my school. Yeah, and then
Right.
our rulers eventually snapped because we were. Switch sports, yeah. So what I found weird about the skateboarding
Because
thing
when
is,
Sean,
Yeah,
when I was at school, I used to get my ruler and rub it on the corner of the table to make a little like a mark, like
Yeah,
it's
little,
like
like
cutting
notch
into
in
the
it.
table,
Yeah.
like a little notch in it.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with rollerblading.
Nope.
okay, well, yeah, well, we did the same thing, but we're like, oh, this is like when we do a grind.
This is like rollerblading.
This is like, well, no, it wasn't rollerblading. I did start rollerblading. Yeah, anyway, whatever.
We used to use rulers to like, to what's it called to shine like lights on the teacher's face. That was fun.
Oh,
Oh wait, right.
how
Ignoring that.
powerful are those?
Ignoring that. So what's blading then, man?
No. So I thought you said roll, because roller skating is like when you quadding, or the ones it's like four wheels. Sorry, fucking hell. Yeah, skating is like traditional skates, whereas like the four wheels like a square shape, and then blading is one. Yeah, it's obviously four in a row.
So we were down the right track.
Yeah, I thought
you were talking about blading as in rollerblading.
Yes.
And you cut into your desk at school because it was like rollerblading.
Yes.
Right, that's the bit that I don't get. That last bit. That's the bit that I don't get. That's the bit that
We've spoken about is too much.
Anyway,
not enough though, because I still don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I mean, people will get annoyed. Okay, what are you confused about?
Never
Matt,
mind.
All of it.
I don't think you can say anything at this point. So
No.
Matt, could you
Sean,
recreate this and like video it and then explain
We had
while
a
you're doing it?
ruler, and that
who's
ruler.
the mad one here, Sean? Is it me or him? I'm trying to
100%.
Right,
it's
okay,
Matt.
thank
I mean, I don't have a ruler on me, but yeah, we had a ruler, and then fucking hell, can we stop talking about this? I'm gonna.
I don't know if we can. I don't know.
I wish I had a ruler on me.
We can stop talking about it. I'm never going to stop thinking about it.
No, exactly.
I
That's
think I probably
listeners,
just like described it wrong, obviously.
listeners. If you know what Matt's talking about,
if
can you
you-
please get in touch for feedback next week?
No, hang on. Right, okay. Right, say this. Sorry, this is for video people. Say this notepad is the edge of the table. This copy of
Is your ruler? Yeah.
yeah, and then we're basically doing this a lot. Hang on, that a lot. So eventually,
Right.
this being a ruler had this notch in the middle, and it was like my soul plates, or I think they were called soul plates, which you stuck on the edge of your. Look, school in Bognor was different. We didn't have a lot of things to do, so we were like, let's just make a notch in the middle of
Someone
my.
just said, "Have I tuned into the '90s blading podcast?" No, pubis.
Is this, we joke about Matt not playing games until he was 23 or whatever. Is that because they didn't have electricity in Bognor? Is that why?
We
He had his blades. He had his blades.
I mean, even when I went to uni, I came back and I used to blade to a mate's house. Let's.
I just imagine seeing
electricity,
like
no
Harry or
worries.
Charlie whacking his ruler against the table and just going, "Oh, that's like rollerblading that," and just walking off.
Yes, Phil, creating a ridge in the ruler instead of the desk.
Right.
So that the ruler looks like the plate on
Yes.
the rollerblade.
Yes,
Okay,
Sean.
we got that.
Right.
Fucking
Anyway.
I think that's as close as we're going to get
hell.
to
Okay,
a
let's move on.
solution.
Okay.
Can we move
Right.
on to another game?
No. I've got
Can
more
we
to say
call
on
this
Switch Sports.
podcast the rollerblading podcast? Can we just put that as the episode title, please? Thank you.
So yeah, like I found it curious that they started the skateboarding bit by showing them skateboarding on grass, and there's another bit later where they're in a skate park. Like, I found that weird. Like, just I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's
Star in
You
a skate
found that
park.
weird. Do you know what
Yes.
I found weird, man?
Go on,
You
go
going on a 20-minute rant about rubbing a ruler against the desk and saying it's like rollerblading. Okay? That's what I found weird. You're not allowed to find anything weird again.
Okay.
Okay?
God.
So that was Switch Sports results,
Anyway,
which is
regardless, I'm still tempted like an idiot because I want to feel the same feelings I had from Wii Sports. I mean,
won't.
it probably will be as well.
It's
I
not
know,
gonna
but will golf be any better? Will tennis be fun? I don't know. I'm still going to give it a go.
I mean, a round of golf as a stream might be funny.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm going to buy it, so we could do
Yeah,
another
yeah,
little
yeah.
because the
while,
golf
I
came in
guess.
late as a
Yeah.
DLC, didn't it, for Switch Sports? And I never even played it. So
Oh, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
I did.
I've just had an idea. Yeah, like you said, like the tournoi, right? Now, the difference this time... No, I'm
Now
just
someone
thinking...
woke James up.
No, because I'm thinking the difference this time...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So just to explain for listeners, Le Tournoi was a competition we did between the four of us where we played loads of different games. I'm so sorry if you just tuned
About
in.
5 years
last week, last week was the one where I went, we might not put this out. This has been worse than that so far.
just because I talked about a classic school story.
Okay.
And I'm trying to bring up possibility for content. like here. Of like,
James is actually doing
James
some
is a
work for a change.
producer.
I love
Yeah.
it when James comes out with his one idea a year.
But I've also
Thinks,
just
I'm going to go back into hibernation. Go on.
But I've also just realised it doesn't make any difference and it won't work, so it's fine.
Go on then.
All right.
No, start. Let want to hear it.
No, because I was thinking whether the fact that there's the camera stuff and everything would make any difference, but it doesn't make any difference at all because we still won't be able to see everybody's screens as
Correct.
we're doing it, so it doesn't work. Forget it. Forget it.
All right, I
It
will.
doesn't matter. Anyway, after Switch Sports result, we also had.
I think I'm just going to. I'll see you later, boys. I think I'm just done this week.
We had we had Star Fox. We had a bit more of that, and we got a demo, which I think we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
There's a bit of that. Splatoon Raiders, which
What the fuck was this?
It's single
Is this
player,
a new
isn't it?
game?
Yeah, it's a single player
Yeah.
Splatoon game. It's like,
I
Suffice
didn't
to
get
say,
it.
Isaac and I are well up for it.
What is it,
I mean,
Sean?
I'm not like, this is Switch 2 exclusive, right?
yeah.
I mean, to look at it, do you know what I mean? It's not like, whoa, it's a next generation leap in graphical fidelity, but then Splatoon games have always looked really good for the hardware that they're on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm
But
a
what
sucker
is
for
it? I'm
Splatoon
trying to
stuff.
work out what it is. It's not.
Is it
your
a single
classic
player
Splatoon game, isn't it?
Sorry,
It's a single,
it's a salmon
so it's
run.
entirely single player focused. Yeah, I mean, it's from what they've shown so far, it's not massively clear. Like you're going through a series of levels, you unlock stuff. There's like a mech that can join you and fight alongside you and stuff. It's not like, because I think when everyone first saw the teaser and stuff, everyone's like, oh my god, maybe you're like foraging for stuff and then you build up your base back at home, and that doesn't appear to be. Like, I don't think there's any base building stuff. You do have like a home base that you return to, but it's not like, oh, you can like build it up like in Fallout 4 or something. But yeah, you're going into levels, you're trying to grab resources and then get back, basically. Yeah, it looks good. It's not like a massive shake up, and obviously there being no multiplayer will be a deal breaker for many. But
You say it looks good, but I think the one thing that I love about Splatoon is how unique and colourful everything is. This is really quite.
It's quite brown,
beige,
isn't it?
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's a strange looking. Even the colours of the paint are sort of muted compared to what they usually look like. So, yeah, I don't know about this. It didn't.
And like
Again, didn't blow me
being
away.
really cynical, it's using all the salmonid enemies from Salmon Run in
Right,
Splatoon
right.
2 and 3.
Which, to be fair, were great, weren't they? But I mean, you wouldn't want to. Yeah, it's weird that it's a new game. Yeah, okay. Well, I reserve judgment until I play it and understand what it actually is.
So
And again, I'll be forced to buy this when it comes out next month. There's no way we're not.
The
getting it,
thing that worries me, Sean, is that legitimately a proper third person action campaign based around Splatoon, that could be brilliant. But this looks very much like Salmon Run levels, right?
well, it's that, and it didn't look that different because the other, like Splatoon 3 also had like single player as well, like that you could play through, and it doesn't look massively.
And those things were always decent, but not like
They weren't the main
it's like,
event, though.
this
The
is a
reason
nice
to play it.
little side thing to play.
Yeah, I really love Splatoon 2 single player. Like, and towards the end, I was like, okay, it opened up a bit, and I was like, if they made a full game like this kind of expansive gameplay, I really liked it. But
I think they'd need to add more. And this, what worries me is this doesn't look like it's added that much more over those. But we've only seen a tiny amount of it. I'm sort of reserving judgment on that one.
Yep.
So, I mean, the last game I've got here, I think maybe we'll leave until the end because it was kind of the main event. But Sean, you had a couple of other things as well, right? That you were interested in.
Yeah, so they announced that Dragon's Dogma 2, A, coming to the Switch 2, B, it's Dragon's Dogma 2, Dark Arisen, which is weird because, the original Dragon's Dogma came out, and then rather than doing like DLC for it, they released a new version of it with added stuff, which was called Dark Arisen. And they've just used the same subtitle again. Which, and like, without getting into it, like the Dark Arisen was like a thing in the story relating to the new content they added in the first game. So I don't really get why they've just used the same subtitle for this, but whatever. There was a new, a new area that was all snowy and stuff. I've probably got another playthrough in me of this, so good news. I mean, who knows how it's going to run on the Switch 2? It looked okay in the.
it looked okay on the video.
Yeah. but it struggled on the big boy consoles. So who knows? We also got so the announcement that Big Walk is coming to the Switch too, which is cool. Apparently, it's got full crossplay as well. Because this has gone because when this was first announced, it was like PC only, wasn't it?
Yeah,
for a bit.
Originally it was.
And then it was like, oh, it's also on PlayStation. We're like, cool, we can stream it, the four of us. And now it's on Switch too as well. And yeah, full crossplay. So that's wicked. They're adding more stuff to Pokopia, and my wife decided that she needs her own Switch too. So well done, Nintendo, on that one. It does look quite cool. You can like build stuff underwater and just have like a whole sort of underwater town.
And that's free, isn't it? With an update in August.
So
the underwater stuff is free, and then like the expansion pass is the paid for thing.
Right.
That comes later and 26 and 27. But yeah, I thought, okay, it's quite cool. So that's just, free, the underwater bit.
Yeah. And then also Final Fantasy Resonance I thought was interesting.
Yes, I thought it looked good.
I've not really dived into this, but I know a couple of people I know are sort of obsessed because basically, as far as anyone can tell, this is just a conversion of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, which was the
mobile game.
Yeah, the sort of gacha mobile game, which a friend of mine who shall remain nameless and who may have been employed at Square Enix at the time spent like 4 figures on Brave Exvius. Had a real problem with it. But I think they've done this before, right? Where they've retooled a free-to-play game as like a full paid.
Well, wasn't Octopath Traveler?
Yes,
That came from a mobile game.
I don't think it was the first Octopath. Oh, no, it was Octopath Traveler Zero.
Zero? Yeah.
So that was a free-to-play mobile game, and they retooled it, and they're doing the same with this.
Yeah. But Crucially Resonance has no gacha, no microtransactions. It is like a new game for console.
Is interesting because there are people like us who, sometimes you play some of these games. It's like there's elements of this I do like, but I can't be doing with the gacha stuff. So yeah, fine, I'll pay just to have a version of it with all that stuff taken out. So we'll see.
Yeah, I thought that looked really good.
I did feel for you last week, Matt, when you were so adamant about your prediction about the new Final Fantasy VII subtitle. It's got to be reunion. It's got to be reunion. When
I was so convinced.
Reunion.
Yeah, I can't believe it, but yeah.
The only other game that I wanted to highlight from this was Orbitals, which continues to look really, really good. Me and Charlie are like well excited for this. We're gonna be smashing that. Isn't it Switch only?
Yeah.
It's not coming to PlayStation or
it's only Switch.
So I'm very much looking forward to this game. So and Charlie's all about playing another co-op game together. So Orbitals looks like the one for us.
I was excited to see Dustbloods and was hoping for a release date or anything, but nothing really other than the fact that there's like a closed network test in the summer. But it looked good from the trailer.
Because I watched this with Isaac, so I had to skip the Dustbloods bit. He doesn't like monsters.
Yeah.
So
it was a bit spooky.
Did it look any good? Because I know when they first showed it, it was like, okay.
Yeah, I thought it looked great. But yeah, and I haven't played these games, but the fact there's a new Kingdom Hearts 4 game, I'm like,
no, don't, Matt, don't. Can we not get onto Kingdom Hearts?
Well, but it's a huge announcement, James. There's a huge announcement. Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming.
Don't like Kingdom Hearts.
Isaac was sort of, he's never seen Kingdom Hearts before, and he was like just saying how rubbish it looks, and I was like, I'm pretty sure you'd love it, Isaac.
I got the same thing. I went, look at this, Charlie. Look at all the different like Disney characters, and he was like, it doesn't look very good. I was like, I think that too, but you're not supposed to.
You're supposed to lap this stuff up.
Yeah, weird.
And of course, we need to talk about the big announcement at the end.
Yeah, and that was so they finished on a big one, I think we could say. Didn't last very long. What we got shown, but we know now that Ocarina of Time is getting a remake, and it's a remake, not a remaster, it seems. But
it's definitely a remake. Yeah. Looking
at the trailer, I mean, I've got zero idea what's going on with this. Like, what's happening?
I've got lots of thoughts on this.
Go
on. Firstly, I understand people saying stop moaning about it. This was only the original announcement. It's amazing. It's coming out this year. They said that it's coming out in 2026, which is huge. I don't think I was expecting it this year. I just thought we were getting the announcement maybe next year.
I thought we said on previous podcasts the Zelda would be this year's Christmas game.
Yeah,
We have said that.
possibly. But I think I was still quite surprised that it was like they showed what they did and then said this is 2026. Like I think people have got every right to turn around and say stop fucking moaning. We know it's coming. We don't have to say. But I also sit there and go, you spent 10 minutes on Fun War and you showed us 2 seconds of Legend of Zelda, which should be this massive. Like I wanted to see what it looked like. And we didn't get to see that really. We saw a little bit of Link's character model, and that's about it.
The other thing, I would like to know who's actually working on this game as well. Because Star Fox is not Nintendo. That's been another studio. Maybe this has been another studio as well as working on it.
Who did the Link's Awakening remake? Because that wasn't Nintendo, was it?
Was it? It wasn't Grezzo, was it? Was it Grezzo?
I can be wrong. Right.
Yeah.
I'll have a look.
The one thing, for starters, as a teaser trailer, I thought it was brilliant. The way it introduced the music, and I was slightly concerned with the voice acting for the Deku, or for the narrator. It was a bit like, there was a boy that didn't have a and I was like, that's not what Ocarina of Time is. It's supposed to be a bit gritty and a bit serious.
Yeah, it felt very kind of like Disney, Pixar narrator for a trailer.
What if a boy didn't have a fairy? I was like,
in a world,
I don't know if I can handle this, to be honest with you. I thought the music sort of put a lump in my throat. There's no doubt about that. Just hearing that, like, I was like, wow, holy shit, right? Hairs on the back of the neck. I am fascinated to see what they do with this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fascinated because maybe this is me overthinking it, but from that trailer, I think, they're going to keep it as like a 1-to-1 remake of this game. And it's going to look brilliant in a new engine, but the Hyrule field is going to be the same and the village is going to be the same and you're going to be doing exactly the same things. And that, I'm afraid, is disappointing for me.
Absolutely is, because I mean,
that's what Nintendo do.
It's if it is a studio that's like the one that did Star Fox, it maybe it will be like that. It's just going to be sort of like a reworking of visuals.
I can't see a world where they would like fundamentally change anything from this. Yeah, some quality of life issue, some quality of life. I know, but and other platforms will do it that way. But I don't think Nintendo will do it or see it that way. It'll look great. There'll maybe some quality of life changes, but largely it'll be 1-to-1 with the Ocarina of Time that we know and love.
I love that game, but that would be such a disappointment. Like, the thing about Ocarina of Time, right? For me personally, I think the story is one of the best. It's probably the best. Like, look, I think Breath of the Wild overtook it as one of my favorite games of all time. Right? Like, I think Breath of the Wild is a much better game than Ocarina of Time is, and I think even considering the game, like when the games came out, like Ocarina of Time was incredible, right? But Breath of the Wild was just mind blowing. Like, for me, I thought it was like really fucking cool. But the story behind Ocarina of Time and the setup and the journey you go on, I think is unmatched in any other Zelda game. Like, genuinely, like I love what they do with the it's called Ocarina of Time. Why am I worried about it? About the time travel stuff and all of that is just really fucking cool, right? And I may be over glamorizing it in my head, but I loved it at the time. I think if you take the concept and the story and the settings and stuff, and then expand on it and bring it into a new, I think you can create something really, really wonderful. And what worries me is that they're going to go, here's the bit where you walk down that little tunnel bit and get your sword. Here's the bit where, and you're like, as much as I love this game, I don't want to play it again exactly how it played back then.
So like, it's a bit like with, because you see, I'd agree with you, like in terms of like Ocarina of Time, probably best story wise, but also, I mean, Link's Awakening is one of my favorites because that also has a fantastic story, all that kind of stuff. But then when that came out, like as you said, that was, they didn't change anything much about that. It was obviously remade visually and all that kind of thing. That's why
quality of life changes.
Leaning towards this maybe going in that direction, which I think would be a massive shame if that happens.
It was Grezzo or Grezzo who did Link's Awakening, by the way.
It's
tough because we would all. I mean, I suppose it makes no difference to me because I never played the original properly. So whatever comes out, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, but I guarantee you'll go. Well, these puzzles seem a bit like basic, and again, that bit where you go off and get your. I can't remember if you get your shield first, don't you? From
Yes. Yeah.
that, like you walk through this little maze thing, don't you? But it is when you do it now, you're like fucking hell. In my mind, I was going on a little adventure to get my shield, but when you play it like in today's eyes, you're like fucking hell. I went down a corridor and picked up a shield. Like that was it. And if you're doing that in this new one, you're going to go, what the fuck was everyone raving about?
Well, especially because there's so many things that, particularly at the start of the game, it introduces new concepts that hadn't really existed before, like the Z targeting
totally.
and all that sort of stuff. And it was all based around that, and that was part of the journey, was learning like these new mechanics as well. And they are kind of old hat at this point.
Yeah, you would not want to lock into enemies the way you lock into enemies in that game anymore, because we've got full camera control now. Like,
but that's stuff I can see being changed.
And stuff in areas.
But that's stuff I can see being changed.
What, like the combat?
Yeah, I can see them making changes.
Right?
I can see them improving that, making changes if Z tokens get really outdated. But the actual, the puzzles, the actual kind of flow through the game, I can't see changing. But I think.
Did you play it, Matt? Did you?
I did play a bit, but I didn't own a 64 at the time, and so I haven't finished it. So I'm well eager to play this.
So honestly, the thing is, Matt. Honestly, Hyrule Field is at the time felt like the widest open area you've ever experienced in gaming. It felt like shit. This is massive.
It was
in the modern day. It will feel tiny.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Like
it will,
embarrassingly small.
But the thing is,
at the
you are
time,
always gonna have fans, and I'm not saying you should listen to these people, but there will be a sizable portion of the audience who are like, that game was perfect. Remake it and don't change anything substantial.
Yeah, you will get that. You will never please everyone.
That's true. But then if you're going to do that, then don't remake it then.
Well,
just say
there's the original.
If it was perfect, then just do like a HD remaster or something, and then just put it out. Like,
and I also think that what's expected from a remaster has changed dramatically. I agree with Matt that I don't think Nintendo gives a shit. But what we see as a remake has changed dramatically through, the likes of Final Fantasy VII or Resident Evil 2. These games are being remade and they're becoming their own thing in the modern day. I would love for that to happen to Zelda Ocarina of Time, and I worry that it's not going to. I think that's where my concern
I don't think Nintendo do that. If it's a Sony IP, then I'll be like, there's every chance they're going to totally rebuild this and for a modern audience. But I think Nintendo look, the game was a stunner. We'll make some changes. We'll make it look nicer, 4K 60 or whatever. Maybe we'll make some mechanic changes in terms of combat, but the game's going to be the game. So I'm fascinated to see what it's going to be like. And I'm definitely going to play this. I'm excited for it.
I also, there's part of me that's kind of confused with what's going on in Nintendo marketing, where they said, right, this is the big thing where everything's being announced and stuff. We've got this thing that people wanted for years. People have a lot of emotional attachment to it. Zelda's our biggest, one of our biggest characters in our roster. Let's show 12 seconds of it and concentrate more on Fun War. I genuinely don't understand.
Well,
that.
I think that we're obviously going to see a lot more throughout the year. Like, they don't need to show a massive trailer. They just need to get the game out of the name. It's happening.
But don't show us then at this point and show it later. Like, it's weird that they've just gone.
Well, I feel like they feel like this director's not. It's not great. We need something. Let's get a little teaser out, and that'll start the marketing campaign. And the next one will show a little bit more and a little bit more, and we'll have probably like 3 trailers by the end of the year.
Down the line, surely, Matt. If it's coming out this year, they should be further down the line than that.
I'm sure they are further down the line, but it's building. It's building anticipation. Like, there'll be like 3 trailers max, probably teaser, slightly larger one. A launch trailer, and that's it. Like, they're not going to do loads of trailers. We know what it is. It'll come out and it's fascinating to know when it comes out. I thought it'd be a big Christmas game. Will they try and get out pre-GTA? I don't know. Will it be a September game?
They don't care about
GTA. It's a different audience.
Same day. Just release the same day.
It just felt to me, this was the sort of trailer that it felt that, hey, we're making this thing, it's a year and a half away.
Yeah.
Not, hey, we're making this thing and it's 6 months away.
It wasn't
or 5
far off.
months away, or 4 months away. We just it's so wild to me that they showed basically a teaser trailer that is just around the corner for one of their biggest games releases of the year. It's wild.
it wasn't far off the Metroid Prime 4 reveal. Like really, like in terms of the amount. I mean, okay, that was just a logo.
A logo, yeah.
But
But
this
then this
was like
wasn't
a
much more
tiny
than
bit
that.
more
I
than
mean,
that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and then that ended up taking how many years to come out? It was ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
I mean, like Ben saying in the chat, like had this not leaked, this would have been a huge surprise.
Oh, totally. That was the other point that I wanted to make.
Is it
Nintendo must
fair?
be so upset
Yeah.
that this stuff is getting leaked.
Yeah,
They must be
everything's
so
getting
do you
leaked
think
everywhere.
It's fair to expect Nintendo or whoever to have to respond to the fact that something was leaked? Do you know what I mean? Like,
What do you mean?
so
Whether it's
had
fair
it
or
not
not,
been
that
leaked, this would have been a great surprise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should Nintendo have gone, well, it's fucking leaked now, so this reveal's not going to be
Yes.
interesting. Do we need to offer more, or do they just be like, it's not our fucking fault that it leaked? Or maybe it
No,
is, you know.
my view has always been, and it always will be. Look, I think if your thing leaks, then you have to adapt your strategy. Like I genuinely believe that. Like, you know, very minor cases, right? Very minor cases, but two big leaks in the world of things that I love. When the Queens of Stone Age album leaked, you know, years and years and years and years ago, one of their new albums leaks like 2 weeks before it come out. They responded by putting all the lyrics up to all their songs. They went, fuck it, you're listening to it, you might as well be singing it right. I loved that. I thought that was great. This, again, very minor compared to what Nintendo were going through, but there was leaks of the Millwall kit a day before that they announced it. And I just thought, why don't you just put the pictures up now then? Because everyone's putting these like sort of leaked photos that look all wrong and they're getting passed around everywhere. They're posted everywhere. Just post the professional ones up to say, stop looking at the shit ones. Respond to that because it makes sense. And this leaked. It's not like it leaked the day before the thing where they go, shit, we can't do anything about it. And I'm sure it takes ages to create and get a trailer signed off.
Yeah.
But holy shit, they should have gone, we need to show more.
Well,
I mean, do they
I think,
ultimately, at the end of the
do
game,
you not think the
day when
trailer
it comes
shows
out,
that?
that's not the thing?
I personally, maybe they had big ideas to do a massive trailer in July, August, and look, the leaks are happening. Let's get something out. Let's quickly create this tiny teaser. There's every chance that they were going to have a big one in September. And say it's out next month. But actually, we've got to do something tiny, get the name out there. At least it's confirmed. Then we can go back to our original kind of planned marketing. Maybe.
Yeah, you're probably right, Matt. And I just think I do feel for people at Nintendo that are working on this thing that they're excited to reveal. And, you know, of course, it's a big fucking company that's after our money, blah, 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 blah. But there are people that working on this project that's really excited to reveal it. And they know, and then Nate the Hate is telling everyone exactly what's happening like 2 months before it happens. You've got to feel like they must be sitting there just going, fucking brilliant. Do you know what I mean? And now no one's really surprised by this announcement, and it takes the buzz out of the whole thing. And those computer game show guys are going to be fucking having a go at our direct, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? It's I don't know. Yeah, you're right.
Is Nate the Hate the problem, or is
it
someone internally leaking it as a problem? I would argue it's
well, it'll be someone. I don't know who this Nate the Hate is, but I guarantee there's people within Nintendo trying to find out who it is. Must be.
for sure, yeah.
Because he is literally, or she,
but they should be focused. Nintendo should be focused on trying to stop leaks from inside the business rather than the people reporting it. Nate and others would have nothing without the people.
It are the people within the business. Like no one knows who this person is.
Yeah.
It's wild.
The call's coming from inside the house. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love it if it turned out it was Shigeru Miyamoto. And he's just
it's controlled leaks. Yeah.
One day somebody checks his computer and he's like logged in as Nate the Hate on his Twitter account.
Yeah, it'd be like the best episode of Catfish you've ever seen. I've come to meet Nate the Hate, and then Shigeru Miyamoto sort of walks in, and then the camera sort of shakes, and then it cuts to commercial. I can't wait to watch that. I'm going to be all over it when it comes out. Weird direct, slightly disappointing. I don't know where Nintendo are going at the moment. Their big two games this year are a remake of two N64 games, and that is a weird place to be, I think.
Okay, should we move on to the next thing? Because I'm not saying irritating me, because this is terrible, but there's a lot of things have just been happening as we've been recording.
Yep.
Involving Xbox. and
Oh God.
it's ruined my initial what I had laid out here of what we were going to do because things have happened. So it's Jason Schreier again. He's been revealing things. So okay, I'm gonna have to think how to work this now. So okay, basically
go with the original story and then talk about what's been revealed since. Yeah.
So basically, what happened was Bloomberg, or through Jason Schreier, said that there were going to be layoffs at Xbox that would take place in July. And then Asher Sharma and Matt Booty put out an article on Xbox Wire that was entitled, it was like Next 100 Days Xbox Reset. And this went into all the details about how the company is currently operating at this, what they call a 3% accountability margin, when it should be much higher than this. And so they're not doing so well, like, financially, and how they've dropped by, like, their annual revenue has dropped by nearly like $500 million. Which is
so
also
just
not
quickly,
good.
one thing I don't know if they offer any clarity on this, and is an accountability margin the same as a profit margin?
Yes,
right.
As far as I understand, yes, but it's what they call it inside Microsoft. It seems
Right.
as they call it accountability. Somebody will probably correct me on that, but that's what I read. Was that was?
I guess because profit overall is measured company wide rather than so maybe they call it accountability if it's like one department's sort of P&L. Yeah,
but the target for the margins was 30%, and they've been making 3%. So it's not really so good. And then also the letter talks about how component costs are forcing like this rethink as well. So I've got the quote here. They said, while the entire industry is facing a component crisis caused by Microsoft,
I was going to say.
Didn't say that. we believe we have been impacted more greatly than many of our peers due to the choices we have made over the last half decade. So throwing Phil Spencer under the bus.
Yep.
We are currently unable to make as many consoles as players want to buy, and we need a new business model and partnerships for hardware as we remain committed to we're committed to Enix. So the bet it may not be over at this stage.
No, it was never over.
This is wild. What's going on here?
But
that was a big moment actually, and Matt Murray might legitimately have to do 5 minutes of stand-up now. I mean, the fact that you've got this close to winning a bet and it's being taken away from you.
But nothing. It's bad times. But no, just on a hardware thing, like the other bit of that quote was really interesting. I said, when this is from Asher, when I joined as CEO in February, the price we paid for console storage components was over 2x as high as we paid last fall. These costs have doubled again, and we plan for the 2027 holiday season, and we expect another significant increase, taking us over 5 times the prices we paid 2 years earlier. 5 times the price of the components.
Wow.
Just new consoles can't be coming. They shouldn't be coming if they're 5 times the component cost. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And then she went on to talk about the studios. So she said, we expanded our studio system where we needed a pipeline of content to meet multiple strategies across subscription, streaming, and devices. In the process, we have found ourselves overextended as we executed on changing strategies in a landscape of more readily available content. And she goes on to say, at the same time, as we saw this past weekend at Showcase, a reliable pipeline of first and third-party exclusives and new IP are critical to our success. We need to reassess the balance between these and our investment priorities for the next 5 years. I mean, this whole section was weird because she's basically saying we've got too many, but then also we need to have these to compete. But really, it seems that I think the main they want to refocus, I'm guessing, onto like core IPs, stuff like Halo, stuff like Forza, Call of Duty, and stuff like that. And that's what the focus is going to be, because she said they're getting unwieldy. And then she said, this is the bit that really I thought was weird. Going forward, we'll evolve and rebuild our stack and look at capabilities across all of our Xbox and potential mergers and acquisitions to help us to win in hardware, PC, mobile, and streaming. So this was odd, because already saying they're overextended and is now already talking about other mergers and acquisitions, which is odd. Also, it was revealed this week that Game Pass had lost millions of subscribers when the price went up. But apparently, some people have gone back since they dropped the price, but it's still, they lost a lot. And then she concluded this sort of memo by saying, Like the everyday wins mentality from the first 100 days, we will sprint to make progress against hardware, content, and experience and services together. Let's reset for a stronger Xbox and build the #1 gaming and entertainment company. So that was the letter that came out, and then earlier today we heard that Craig Duncan is stepping down from his role as head of Xbox Game Studios, and he's been there for like less than 2 years. But he's leaving this week, and then also the chief of staff for Xbox Game Studios, Louise O'Connor, is also leaving the company as well. Since we've been recording, more stuff has come out, and it turns out that according to Jason Schreier, there's news that Compulsion Games, Double Fine, and Ninja Theory are currently in negotiations to spin off from Xbox, like to basically go independent, because it seems that they were 3 of the ones that may have been on the chopping block to be got rid of, but they're trying.
Mad, like Ninja Theory. Yeah, I'm not a Hellblade guy. They just announced a new game.
They just announced a new game, right?
Like fucking hell, man.
Yeah. And so, I mean, according to, because I'm looking at VGC now because I haven't had a chance to sort of read through all this in detail, but it says employees at several studios have been informed of the situation and given permission to seek new work. But we're told that the status of the studios is still in flux. And so this is very strange. So it seems that, maybe, I guess, like Tim Schafer or whatever is now trying to buy back Double Fine, right? Mm-hmm. To try and save it, I think, from whatever seems to be coming.
I mean, it's to be listed on Fig, isn't it? What was Fig, their investment platform?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was their sort of
their version of Kickstarter, where, but you actually got there was actual investment,
equity, right? Yeah. Jesus Christ, man. I mean,
so Compulsion Games, just for those of you who don't know, they were Contrast, We Happy Few, South of Midnight.
South of Midnight.
I mean,
which won a Peabody Award in the last year.
Yeah, but it wasn't like the most successful of games, was it? When it came out,
I adore Double Fine. Keeper was fine. I never finished it. Kiln legitimately quite bad, I would say. Neither of them have been, even by Double Fine's measure.
Double Fine aren't like a multiplayer game company. It's like, it's good that they got to experiment, or maybe wanted to experiment, but that's just not. It's not their bread and butter.
Not their thing.
So the one that I find really weird here though is Ninja Theory, and the reason I find it odd is because one of the things that Xbox, this new leadership were talking about earlier in the week was how they need to have their own technologies and that they're too reliant on using other like middleware and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, well, Ninja Theory are like a tech company, right? Like they developed all that stuff.
I was going to say, because wasn't that the thinking when they first got bought, as everyone was like, well, yes, they're a game developer. They also have one of the most advanced motion capture studios in the UK.
Right.
So that was allegedly a big part of it. But
so you'd be thinking, surely they'd want to leverage that for whatever they're going to be doing. I mean, maybe you're going to be using it for like Halo or whatever, but it still, could have been something. But this is all so odd, and it is really frustrating because if you think they came off this showcase they did, which was pretty well received, people were, Xbox is so back and all that sort of stuff, and then it's like now we got this again,
within minutes.
Seriously, like all the positivity that they got from, it wasn't the best showcase in my opinion, but they certainly had games to show this time around.
Yeah,
all that positivity just seems through the floor now. It's it's really disappointing.
And we still don't know for certain any of this stuff. Like it's all seems to have come out now. This was not going to like the closures or the layoffs were not going to happen until the start of July anyway, because it's after the end of the fiscal year, and that's usually when it would happen. But I guess now because this has all come out, they're having to move quicker. With what's going on.
Yeah.
So I guess over the next few days we'll probably learn more about where things are being cut or whatever. It's so depressing. This is honestly.
It really is. It really is. Just... And because this was supposed to springboard Xbox into competition again. They bought all these studios. When they did it at the time, there was concerns because of the history of what they used to do, and we thought maybe they've changed. And it turns out they hadn't. Like we're back here again, looking at some huge studios being shut down, or at least being let go. Because of failures that that people have made. Like Phil Spencer can't get away with this, away from this, not away with this. Sounded like I was going to go and it's like sort of drumming up some sort of
Can't keep
Greek.
getting away.
Yeah, exactly. He can't get away with this.
No, he can't get away from this. These were a lot of decisions that he made that has led to where Xbox is today. And that's not saying that gives the excuse for the current heads of Xbox to do what they're doing. It's just ultra depressing of where the state of things are. And again, even more so depressing after they gained a little bit of love back after their recent showcase event. It's
I just don't see how you can, all this talk about we're rebuilding it, we're going to be number one again, whilst letting go of studios making mostly really good stuff.
Yeah,
I don't see how that makes any sense.
But I mean, so this is also the next story I had that's kind of is obviously completely connected with this is that there was so according to VGC and other sources, like Microsoft has also been thinking about basically spinning off Xbox into like a wholly owned subsidiary, or going into it as a joint venture instead with some other partners, somewhere else. So if it was a subsidiary, then in theory, it would mean that it would have more autonomy. It could set its own budgets and strategies and stuff like that. But as VGC say, this would also make it easier to sell in the future. Like if they wanted to just offload it entirely. They can do that. And at the moment with Microsoft, like LinkedIn and GitHub are both subsidiaries as well. Like that, that's how they work. But I mean,
keep saying that word.
I know I can't say it very well. Subsidiaries.
I know.
Yeah, it's terrible. But isn't like GitHub's a mess now, right? From what I understand.
I don't know.
I've heard it's.
Yeah, I'm not a developer. Who knows? I mean, possibly. I mean, LinkedIn is shit and has always been shit. But I don't know about how they're doing financially.
But then,
it's interesting though.
I mean, also according to this, like, Satya Nadella and Amy Hood have approved of Sharma's plan to spend more on games in the coming year, which begins in July, with the idea that they can, as it says in VGC, it's like move faster to develop new games from big franchises like Halo, Fallout, and The Elder Scrolls. Like so this is where they're going. It's going to be they just want to focus on a couple of properties, don't they? And then put money into those and be like these are guaranteed. Like bankers,
which makes sense. It makes sense. It's just, that you can't snap. You think you can, but it's not morally right to snap that decision into place at the,
it's at the expense
at the
of all these
fate
other
of, at the
studios.
expense of all these studios. Yeah, it sucks. Like I look at look at Microsoft and go Call of Duty, Halo, a new Fallout mainline game that would obviously be interesting. Gears of War, Forza, Fable. There are a lot of big hitting titles there. They haven't delivered on any of those for a while now, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
So like I do understand that. Look, we've got these core franchises, and we can work on those. But it's the fact that they weren't doing that and really spreading out their development to then shrink it so quickly again is actually fucked.
But it also means that we're not going to get like the thing that was the thing that we were sold at the start of this, at the start of the Phil Spencer acquisition spree and everything, was that what would be cool about like Game Pass was that we would get all of these like smaller games as well, from smaller studios like Double Fine and all that kind of stuff. So you're going to get your big hitters, but you're also going to get all these other really interesting, like smaller games as well from Compulsion and from studios like that. That seems to be dead now. Like, I mean, we don't know for certain because none of this has been confirmed. But if this is the way they're going, surely that's gone. Like, that's not going to happen anymore.
Which is also weird because I thought it would be like a Netflix where, they just want to get loads of content out there. And Netflix still has the big tentpole releases where everyone talks about, but they also have just tons of content all the time. And I thought the whole point of buying all studios is that means there is a steady flow of, games of all sizes, of all types, for all different types of customers. But you still have the big, as you said, the tentpole, Halo, Call of Duties, and et cetera, et cetera. So
but is Netflix, I don't know because I'm not used it for a while, but is Netflix still making its own stuff, or is it right?
Yeah, they make.
I wondered if maybe it transitioned into just licensing.
No,
things.
It's, they still make their own stuff as well. Okay. But the thing is this was always the problem with Game Pass though, as to whether you could translate like that Netflix kind of like model to games. I was never convinced you could. That it would really work. And
No, you weren't.
yeah.
I was. I think there were several reasons why it hasn't. I think a huge part of that is that Microsoft have generally not kept a high level of quality when it comes to releases. Because if we were getting new Gears of Wars that were mind blowing, and Halo Infinite was excellent, and regular Forza and Fable and stuff, there would be a lot more people signed up to Game Pass because it would be worth it for the consumer. But they hadn't been doing that. They'd been relying on very good indie games, and that wasn't enough for when they started nudging the price up, because you're going, well, actually the indie games are £15 to £20 a pop, and you're trying to charge me £15 a month at this point. So I think there was an absolute lack of quality coming out of Xbox Studios, and that's what puts that subscription to bed, because you're like, what am I getting for my money at this point?
And then
if they could get away with it, do you think they would just kill Game Pass now? Or do you think it's still part of the strategy?
I think they would if they could.
That's a really good question.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a really
ultimately,
good
I
question.
don't think we're alone in saying it's devalue games. It means you're now like, oh, why would I'm not going to buy an Xbox game that's on Game Pass. Like, if there was no Game Pass, they would have made far more revenue from people buying the games, I assume.
I don't think they would kill it completely. I think they would reduce what people expect from it.
Yeah,
I think that's what
get rid of the day one Xbox title.
I mean,
they've opened the can now and said people are expecting day one games all the time. Whereas if they went back to the occasional day one indie game, but largely indie games that have been out for a few months, I think that's where they want to be for like £5 a month.
I think they may have day one indie games, but I think the day one Xbox games, or the ones that they took Call of Duty out for a reason. Like, they looked at numbers and said, we've lost so much. The Call of Duty did not translate, I assume, into all subscribers and subscribers staying, whereas they could have,
Yeah, but it wasn't just Game Pass fault. That game was shit.
Yeah, of course, but the fact it was on Game Pass for the first time, and they're like, okay, we can't do this again. This is ridiculous. We bought these guys for this cash cow they thought, which was Call of Duty, and then the quality of the game, maybe not, but regardless, it shouldn't be on Game Pass. But they did that, and now look, I think they'll change the tiers, remove Game Pass, Xbox first party day one, or maybe have a different tier. If you want that as like a much more expensive tier, there you go.
More tiers.
Yeah, they can't have more tiers. My ideal world, they would strip it back down to £5 a month. It would be indie games, and then you buy the games that you want on Xbox. But I, as you say, I think we're past that point now, because people see Game Pass as a certain thing, and changing that is going to be tough to do.
I mean, and also the other substantial problem they have is the fact that the console hasn't sold this generation. I mean, I don't know if it's accurate. I mean, I should have checked this, but I don't know if it's accurate. But somebody was saying it was like, it has.
Oh, somebody said it.
Yeah, it was like, it was on a forum I was reading. They were saying it's like N64 like numbers. That it's sold, like the Xbox Series consoles. Like, it's around the same level as the N64, but that may not be true.
Right.
Sorry, we got breaking news. TriState just mentioned it in the chat, and I've just checked. Ninja Theory's closing down.
According to a source that I've spoken to The Verge,
So is the game that they announced a couple of weeks ago
not
coming out now?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? So all that stuff about I want to bring Xbox back. We're going to shutter all the studios, and also we might not be making the next console. That is a wild swing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't? Yeah, she hasn't thought on me at all, has she?
God, I'm fucking reeling. If that's true, that's.
But then in Jason Schreier's thing, it did say several studios are negotiating maybe exit. So who knows?
Yeah. Well,
one source could say shutting down. One source could say, well, actually, shutting down currently, but obviously there's a hope they go independent or get sold or buy themselves out. So. Either way, it must absolutely. I mean, it must suck for anyone working in a Microsoft game studio right now. I mean, like, it's bad enough that they said, like, last week, like, in July, like, okay, great, so I'm gonna wait another month and not know what my future is. And now you got this stuff. It's like, And that's obviously not great for morale, not great for anything. It's just like, it must be unbearable. So obviously Forza with anyone working in and around Microsoft, a studio right now, it must be horrific. Like the games industry wasn't bad enough and upsetting and depressing enough as it is. You got this that's being dragged out and rumours here and sources there. It's like,
done if I was having to work under that.
Yeah.
No way.
No. I mean, the pressure and not knowing whether what you're working on is even going to come out at this point is.
I mean, this makes me so angry because it's just like it's really clear they don't know what the fuck they're doing, do they? Like I think at this stage, like I think it feels like they're just spinning around, and like I don't think they know what they're doing, and yeah.
If it feels like chaotic this end, imagine what it's like internally. It must be bonkers.
Oh yeah, and the person I read on the forum I think was right. Because they reckon I had a look.
They usually are.
It's the Xbox Series X and S. It says industry analysts estimate the lifetime total of 28 to 34 million units that it sold. The N64 sold 32.93 million. So yeah, that tracks roughly with what we've already know about how the PS5 has like outsold the Xbox
3-1 or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah,
wild. I think
it's
we're sort of seeing the end of Xbox as we know it. Like I think it's mad at this point that they're even considering bringing out another console.
That's
especially after the news that's been coming out this week.
Mm-hmm.
If there's no console, does that mean the bet's null and void?
I mean, I was thinking kind of insensitive for us to go, hey, Matt's got to do when like a whole load of people are losing their jobs. But sure, Matt, I think I need to go back and listen to the bet again to find out exactly how we worded it. But okay, all right,
times.
Well.
Okay, so unless more
any other
things
fucking
happen,
news?
We'll definitely have more news about us next week. You can guarantee there'll be updates or something next week.
Yeah,
well, hopefully we'll have some clarity on the fate of Double Fine and compulsion. But
depressing.
But also, I mean, also terrible news. I mean, Ubisoft is also closing down 2 studios and restructuring another, and they're laying off 380 people. So this is Ubisoft's Winnipeg and Ubisoft Belgrade. And Winnipeg was mainly a support studio, and Belgrade had worked on Ghost Recon Wildlands, The Crew 2, and Skull and Bones. But they're no longer going to be doing that. And Ubisoft's Barcelona is now going to focus on Rainbow Six projects, and it says that Ubisoft Montreal has also been impacted, particularly the Rainbow Six Siege team. I think they've lost people as well. I mean, for Ubisoft, this is the 3rd round of layoffs this year. So, yeah. Man. This is also shit, and I do like to try and end with like a happier sort of story or whatever with the news, but there hasn't been much this week. It's just been another load of awful news, and So
it's been like since 2022. Like that's when like redundancies are really starting to kick off. I mean, so we're 4 years into this. I mean.
What was the
with the component costs, other stuff? We could be like another 5. Survive to 25 was a saying at one point. Like, I mean, what? Like 4 years in, like this could be. We could have another 4 years easily of this. Like, when's it gonna? At what point will things improve? It's again.
Our whole hobby is just not in a great place at the moment.
No, it's
like it's the worst that I remember it ever being in. Like genuinely, I mean, you're looking at consoles getting out of the reach of affordability, like way out of the reach of affordability, prices going up and up, games going up and up, everything is getting more expensive, which is across everything. But this is insane. Like if you want to buy a new PS5, if you want to buy, let's see how much a PlayStation 5 is just on Amazon, because that's where most people buy their stuff. If you want to buy a PlayStation 5 on Amazon, you're looking at this. Well, Argos, for example, the PlayStation 5 console disc slim version is £569.
Yeah.
Like it's, where we are in our love for this medium at the moment is in such a shit place. And it's such a shame because the developers out there are producing some brilliant stuff. Last year was one of my favourite years for games being released. There was so much quality out there, but it was all away from the big platform holders. It was all their own thing, and they were still creating brilliant stuff. But I think access to gaming is getting harder now that the price is going up. The frustrations of like I remember when you used to be able to fall in love with a development team and going, fucking yeah, I can't wait to see what they do next. And these days it seems to be, oh, they've shuttered. Do you know what I mean? Like it sucks. It's a horrible place for this genre, this medium to be in, and I don't know how they get out of it at this point.
And
It's
the fact that, you know,
shit.
anyone doing any reporting on this stuff, like they're all being gutted as well.
They're all
Feels
being
like-
gutted as well. You're right. You're totally right. And the games media, all of that stuff. The game shops are just not. You know, arcades are going like it's fucking bleak. And I'm sorry, I know this is it's a light-hearted, fun take on the world of video games.
Sideways
look we're taking on this. I can't do it when we get deep into this because it is shit. And like, I think the best thing that can possibly happen is if we don't try and push forward anymore and we rest on the consoles we have for a while.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
we try and focus on game development, because right now it's just not happening, and it's really, really depressing to see.
I still cannot believe. I'm still shocked by this Ninja Theory thing, seeing as they just showed off a new game at that
It's
showcase.
fucking
That
wild.
is that is incredible that they would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's this thing from The Verge where it says staffers were told on a call on Monday about the closure, but they are hoping the studio will find a buyer. I mean, hopefully someone will snap them up.
I mean, fingers crossed, but then who's in a position to buy a studio like that at this point?
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been Embracer, but then Embracer feel like they're restructuring all the time to change things. But
I mean, Ninja Theory has always felt like a very Sony studio to me, but I don't think they're buying anyone anytime
not at
soon.
the moment.
So.
No, not after I mean, they spent too much on Bungie, didn't they?
Yeah.
Their eyes were
Yes,
too
and
big for their bellies. And that's another story that's worrying right at the moment, isn't it? That what's going to happen to those guys? Yeah, sucks. Sorry, everyone. We will chip. Oh, James, you idiot. Should we get back to?
Yeah. Do you want to do that
you
instead?
Said that word differently, didn't you? Haha.
Shall I say subsidiary again?
Yeah.
There we go.
Cheers all that way.
Everyone's
And
got a
we're
job
back
again.
in the room. Is that the end of the news, James?
It is, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Thank God. That was horrible, James. Sort it out. Please try
That's
and
the
find
worst
a nice
it's been
story.
in a while.
Yeah.
That is the worst it's been in a while.
I know it's horrible. It's because it was all breaking things as well while we're talking, which makes it that's
All right.
so bad.
oh god,
Skonderland was good, wasn't it, Ben? Remember
was
that
great.
last
Yeah.
week when you said Skonderland? That was a
Yep.
good one. Right, let's do what you've been playing. There's not been a hell of a lot of new stuff this week. Lots of demos being played, but we'll go through those. I would like to start by talking about 007 First Light, because 3 of us have played that. 2 of us have finished it. I don't know if you have, Matt.
no, I've barely had
You've
the
not
time on it
finished
this
it.
week.
Where are you up to, Matt?
I've raised the 100 grand in the market. I mean, I'm in a bit after that.
Okay.
So
A
early days, so-
highlight. I've got to say, so I completed it. James completed it. I got to say, at the end, I just really
Hang on,
just
so 3 of
don't
us have
like
completed
it.
it then. I
Yeah,
completed
no,
it.
Really,
you'd
really
already
finished
you'd already talked about completing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
sorry.
Where I landed at the end of it, I just didn't like it. I don't think.
Really?
I got frustrated with a lot of it. There is something that I do want to talk about that I do think is interesting, is that there does seem to be a certain percentage of people that seem to have a very buggy version of this game, and
That's right, yeah.
and because I talk to a lot of people, and the occasional person goes, "Yeah, mine was like really fucking buggy. It was full of bugs," and then then everyone else around them goes, "No, mine was."
Yeah, I
fine.
can't say
don't
I've
even have a
experienced really anything.
Yeah,
I had 4 or 5 crashes to the dashboard while playing.
Shit.
I had
And I know
a
you,
bit
and you
where
sent us videos of like some of the glitches you were seeing as well.
yeah, like smoke going off and it was turning into pixels, or characters just like walking but not moving. I had one bit towards the end where I was having a big fight with someone, and someone punched James into some scenery, and he just stood frozen in the scenery. It faded to black and faded back up again, and he was like behind the guy that punched him.
I think it was
And I
like
was like,
faded to
"Oh,
black and it
weird."
was just like the end, the credits rolling.
Yeah.
But then there was also stuff that like I really didn't like the characters by the end of it. I thought I was
Really?
there was a plot point that changed that not changed. Something happened in the game, and I was really looking forward to how how something was developing, and then it stopped. And I liked that, right? I'm not
So
the
did I.
decision
I
to
thought that was great.
make that happen. Yeah, was good.
yeah,
We've
no,
spoken about it privately.
Mm.
I thought everything after that paled in comparison to that relationship, and I was like, I'm not feeling it about anyone else in this. I thought the driving sections weren't good enough. I thought the combat wasn't fun enough, and it had one of the look. I don't do much of this. So it's a video game where you could just wrap a bandage around your arm and suddenly the bullets don't hurt anymore. Like, I know you have to suspend disbelief or whatever, but and I'm going to talk about a certain level. It's not that I'm hopefully not that spoilery, but when you are in a high security building in which they make it very clear that there are different clearance zones and you've got key cards and there's a whole bit where you have to get a key card to go through a door. Two things. The lesser of the two evils, don't put a control panel that can just like be zapped and it opens the door above the door, right? Okay, I can overlook that because it's a bit silly and it's a bit gamey and fine.
But they've built that not assuming that people have a zapper that can.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But as someone that works in security within buildings, right? Okay, so it was just a very silly thing to do, right? Okay, fine. Like, because the alternative is you take the panel off and adjust the fucking thing. Like, anyway. What was worse than that? You're in a high security building. You're trying to like get through all these security doors, and the main way you do that is press a button to call for a vacuum cleaner to ride through.
That was really silly.
But it happened like 8 times in that building.
8 times. It's like
it was a lot.
It's
it
about
was
3
a lot.
times.
And then when it happens later in the game, I was like, "You fucking kidding me? Like, what is the point in sneaking around when all you've got to do?"
We can explain, right? This isn't a spoiler, and because it's such a silly thing anyway. Yeah. So as Dave says, you're sneaking through this like high security building, and you literally there's like a poster, isn't there, or something that's like, by the way, the cleaning robots can get through any doors they like. So all you do is you summon one of the robots and then tailgate it through a locked door.
You would have thought, wouldn't you, that somebody in security would have gone, well, hang on, isn't that
there's a
bit
massive security risk.
They're just like, oh yeah. It's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I don't think the Dyson should not have level 7 clearance.
I know I sound like a bellend, but security is part of what I do, right? And you look at that and you go, 2 seconds, someone would have gone, that's a bad idea, because someone could just like press that button and then all of the secure doors are open for the worst reason ever. Why don't we just put a vacuum this side of that door and a vacuum that side of that door? Nope. Too many vacuums.
Also, I mean, they could definitely afford it. They could have a vacuum for every room, and it wouldn't be a problem. It's
like even if it was like, well, they're fully automated, you would have to know that their routine or whatever. That would be one thing, but the fact that any human can press a button to summon it,
to get through the door was funny. Like. There was the writing I really didn't like. I thought
really?
It started off well. This was totally a conscious decision. I know I could see what they were saying. Right, what we want to do is have Bond slowly grow into these sort of quips. So it'll start off and he won't really quip much, and then by the end of it it was fucking ridiculous. I mean, everything he said was guess the door is. It's not got hinges anymore, and you're like, shut up, James.
Come on, there was some bangers in there as well.
Hell.
That's what
that were really
does.
good. There was some good ones in there as well.
To me, that stuff was like true to the character more or less.
I think we're all indoctrinated into it, but David has an experience still.
That whole gag with the bring your gun to work day, like something that was a good one.
The one I will give you, because I feel like I heard this about 20 times, where you just batter someone and then just go, don't get up. All right, you said that so many times. That's not even a pun.
That's a great bit. I do it all the time for season 4.
The real James Bond would definitely reuse quips. He doesn't just use them once and go, can't use that.
Yeah, it's a different audience,
No, he's
isn't
being
it?
observed, does he?
Different audience. He uses the same 5.
He doesn't. It's like when you use your favourite anecdote when you're meeting a new amount of people, and then you look over and someone you know is in the circle, and you go, "Oh fuck."
And you're like, don't get up.
What's his name from Heavy Rain? He's like, "Oh, we find the killer." It's like,
Yeah.
you don't know I'm listening to your thoughts.
So
Why are you...
Right. Okay. We'll talk about spoilers.
But that, I
I
don't entirely agree with the. I mean, okay, because it's obviously subjective, but like the combat, like side of thing, the gunplay, I didn't enjoy particularly much, but I did enjoy the fighting.
Mostly,
Fighting
was
was
much
fine. I
better.
thought the,
Yeah,
the stealth
fighting looked
was
good.
mostly enjoyable enough. Like the fact that it wasn't the end of the world if you broke stealth. You just batter a few guys.
Yeah,
and
and
It
and
did. It
I
did
like
make
the
me laugh though,
chaotic
James.
elements as well. of it.
James, with the fighting though, there was part of me that thought it was really funny that even when you're in that science lab and you come across a scientist who's working on something that they know like the most insane kung fu you've ever seen. They're doing a roundhouse kick to the head of James Bond.
But
and
again,
you're
that's also pretty true to
Yeah,
the films. It's the
okay,
kind of
fine.
thing that would happen in those as well. But I love the chaos of it. You know, like just rolling around, picking stuff up, and smashing it over people's heads and stuff. I thought that was great fun. It was
so
really
my view ultimately was I thought there was three really good areas. There was the market, the chess game, and the what was the holiday resort,
Oh, Vietnam.
which just felt
Yeah,
like
Vietnam.
it felt like it was ripped out of White Lotus or whatever. Those three areas I thought were brilliant. I think it would have been better if they were more expansive and more Hitman-like, but I appreciated the fact that they couldn't be, and that's fine. Everything else I just thought was a bit frustrating and a bit subpar, and I just found it too rough around the edges to fall in love with. And by the end of it, I was just like, just have that. And the two boss fights that are exactly the same, where you're using the environment to, it's like you've got to be stealthy and use the environment, pissed me off so much because it was frustrating to play, and throughout the whole thing. Bond was going, got to use the environment, James. Got to use the thing. Look around, James. You've got to. And I'm like, oh no, it's just not walking in there at the right time.
I thought those bits were fine, but yeah, pretty uninspired. So,
Yeah,
and as you say, zero trust in the player to work it out. But
Look,
maybe
if I
that's
was
based on focus groups, whatever. Like fucking hell, no one's using the light, sort of. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think expectation is another thing. I think if you are a big Bond fan, you will like a lot more of this than I did. And I heard a lot of people raving about this, and I saw it get high scores. And I think I went into it thinking it was going to be a lot better than it was. I come out of it thinking this is a 6 or a 7 for me. And when I saw so many like 5 stars and all this sort of stuff, it just didn't hit me on that level. So in the end of it, I was like, I just want this to end now. And then when it ended, I just felt nothing really. I was like, that's a shame. But yeah, that's where I was.
Would you want IO to have another crack at another one?
I want IO to go back to Hitman, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't think we talked about it on the show. Did we talk about the guy from Amazon Games being like, well, actually, I was signed up to do it before we bought James Bond, so who knows? Maybe we'll bring the next one in house or whatever. And it's like, no, don't do that. Cause...
Yeah, which I think is ridiculous when I announced it sold like 3 million copies in a week, and they're like, actually, we can do it better with our history of great games that we support. And I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, so David, like, would you want the next one to be more Uncharted-like or more Hitman-like?
Well, it's funny, isn't it? Because I don't feel that I should have a comment on it. I think, but Bond fans seem genuinely happy with this, so I'm coming at this as not a massive.
I guess if your issues are
also,
like
I should say, I'm fucking like weirded out by the amount of people that went, David doesn't like. Well, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life, and I'm like, really? I've never really like raved about Bond, have I? Apart from Goldeneye, I like that. But yeah, I've never come out as a big fan, but I was like quite surprised by those responses.
I always thought a lot of people just have quite fond, it's like a British institution. Like a lot of people like Bond, but I don't know, maybe, I guess not. But yeah, but you played this, forgetting like the Bond things, like the quips, etc., and the bugs. Like, would you want this as more of like a fun, enjoyable, Uncharted like romp, or do you wish it was more immersive sim, a bit more like Hitman?
Here's what I want. I want bigger and more areas like the 3 that I mentioned, right? I want them to be more expansive. They don't have to be harder. I think that in terms of the difficulty, it had that hey, how am I going to get into that room element of Hitman without the punishing, you've been spotted, like within 2 seconds, the whole game's fucked for you now. So I like the fact that there was a little bit, it was a little bit more relaxed in that regard, which it should be because you're playing as James Bond. I want the combat shorter. Like I want those to be like intense, short moments within
Like
the
intense
game,
set pieces rather than keep. Yeah.
like because especially towards the end, there's a bit where there's like you're going through a warehouse or something, and there's like 6 or 7 warehouses full of enemies, and I'm like, this is losing its charm now. Like, especially the bit, I'll tell you exactly the bit where there are 2 people with sniper rifles behind a shield up on a balcony overlooking you. I was just at that point, I was like, this isn't fun, and it doesn't feel like James Bond.
For some reason, I couldn't find the thing I was supposed to be shooting to take one of them down.
Took me a little while.
And then I just accidentally went into the next area, and Emma's on the phone like, fucking, what are you doing? Left one of the snipers.
I did the same thing. Yeah, I went to do it, and I went, no. He said, I don't want to get shot in the back, Bond. Like, he said that to himself, and I was like, I get it.
No, he said,
I'll go back out.
She says something like, you need to take him. Yeah, M says, like, you need to take him out. You don't want to get shot in the back. And he says something like, back or the front makes no difference to me, or something.
Yeah.
It's a great line, Dave.
Classic Bond.
Back or the front.
I definitely, I didn't enjoy the shootouts that much either, but I feel like part of that is my failure to engage with them, because I know, like, you know, saying like you never seem to have enough ammo for anything, but loads of people saying, well, it's like the weapon degradation in Zelda. It's trying to make you be more resourceful and use bits of the environment, run up to people, punch them and steal their gun.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
all
I get
that stuff is in there.
You know what I don't like?
Wasn't doing that enough. Sorry, go on.
I don't like being in cover and the cover disappearing.
Yeah,
and I don't like being in cover and after 2 seconds, someone throwing a grenade 2 centimeters away from me.
I said this to New at the time. I might have said this on the show as well, but I was getting a bit fed up with one of the shootouts, and she's like, "Oh, is it not very good?" I was like, "No, it is. It's just, do you remember that bit in the James Bond film where he's hiding behind some cover shooting some baddies, and then the cover blows up, and he kind of stands there and goes, and gets shot and dies." Like,
yeah.
I'll tell you what, the game over screen is a bit irritating as well.
Oh, I said that like a couple of weeks ago, and also the fact that it just goes, Bond was killed. It was like Poochie returned to space. Okay, that's the end then, is it? Look, I think there's potential.
It has
to make
flaws
it
for sure, but I really enjoyed it overall.
So did I.
And I would like to see him do another one, but as you say, there's that issue of like, are IO big enough to do another one of these and a Hitman? I would probably rather another Hitman than this, but
yeah.
It sounds like they're supporting this though, because they announced, didn't they? They're doing a new. It's like it's a taxing mission, but it's like a proper mission. It's not just kill 10 baddies in a room.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of DLC roadmap and stuff. So, I mean, with 3 million copies sold, and this is the kind of game, it's reviewed well, sold well. This will sell all year, Christmas, and especially now, like when they announced like the new James Bond actor for the movies, I think this is going to do crazy numbers, I think, over the next couple of years. And I mean, we'll see what happens next. But I'm eager to play more.
To be fair, I haven't done all the levels of Hitman anyway, so I've not done the F1 mission. And
that's
I love
great.
the idea of that.
That's
a good
awesome.
one, that is.
Yeah. I got through to, I think it was it just Hitman? The last one I did that I remember finishing was the vineyard, I think, and then there was the train bit afterwards. That was just the Hitman like sort of remake one. That's not even
that was. Was that? Yeah, I think that was just Hitman.
No, I didn't. I did. Is it Sapienza was the first
Sapienza.
one? Of the next game. I think I did that
Sapienza
one as well.
was the second map of the first, or the first.
Okay, no, I remember doing the first map of the next game as well, and then sort of stopping there, putting on a break. So maybe I need to go back and do some of them. Yeah, I need to do the F1 one because that just sounds like absolute class.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a bad level in them, but yeah, that is a highlight, I reckon.
The some of the story, the train one in the end of the first one was not very good. Do you remember that?
Oh, I don't know, but I remember they always end with like a very short rubbish mission, don't they? It seems to be.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah. All right. Right. Where do we go next? I suppose we talk about Star Fox. I guess is the next big thing to chat about. So Star Fox is out.
Short demo, wasn't there?
When's it coming out?
It's about 14 days. I think it's about 2 weeks.
I think about 2 weeks. Yeah. So they announced that that there's a demo coming out, and they did say it's basically a tutorial, and a short level. And it's great. Fuck off. I know I said that this game is the work of the devil, and you're right, it is. Like, it just shows where Nintendo are, but it is great to play and fun, and I love Star Fox. And
it feels nice, doesn't it? It feels
nice, unless you're using the mouse controls. Did you try that?
Yes. No, because you see,
dreadful.
I asked Asher about this because I wanted to get Asher to play it because I was like, look, this is the new generation. Is it going to capture him? Is he going to want to play this? And so, he downloaded it. He played it.
You saying that to Chen, with your hands on your chin.
Yeah.
Just go, look, Chen, it's a new generation. Is he going to capture his imagination? It's like, look, we've got so much to do today. Can you shut the fuck up?
But yeah, he specifically highlighted the mouse mode and said it was rubbish. He didn't like that at all, and he said it was better. He said it was a lot better with the controller. But he did. He said he'll play it if I buy it, but he won't buy it himself. Like he's not. He's not interested. Yeah, like particularly. Yeah.
I did the sorry, Joe's just come down and I've realised we've had our back window open this whole time, so everyone's going to just be hearing me like mouthing off. I tried the mouse mode on the tutorial. What annoyed me was at the start it says, "Do you want to try the mouse mode?" I was like, "Yeah." I didn't know it was going to just start the tutorial over from the start.
Oh wow!
But using mouse controls this time, that was annoying. And I was doing it, and I just went, my wrist is really hurting. This is awful. So yeah, don't use mouse mode on this.
Noted.
But it looks great. It plays great. I'm sure it's going to be great. I want more from Nintendo. I think that's my beef ultimately.
Yeah. Well, and we sort of alluded to it earlier. I don't think we talked about it properly. So yeah, it was announced this week that this is not being made by Nintendo. This is, what was the name of the studio? You remember, James?
No, but because it was revealed, wasn't it? Let me.
Yeah.
I'll have a look while you're talking.
So yeah, which is obviously, we were talking the other week about like, oh well, maybe it's frustrating if this is just a remake, but if this is taking up like an internal studio's time when they could be doing something else, and that's frustrating. But
it's not. It's Velan Studios.
Velan Studios. Thank you.
Are working on it.
So, yeah, look, I'm gonna get the game. I like Star Fox. And this convinced me that actually it's gonna be really good. So I will play that, even though morally I hate it. So and just to finish off the games on my list, because then we can focus on. Sean's got a whole long list of things to talk about.
Yeah. Sorry.
But no, that's fine. No, I went back to Forza Horizon 6, and after playing, First Light for 15 to 18 hours, whatever it was, sitting down and playing Forza again was like, this is just so nice to play a game that's really, really fun and works, and that I'm enjoying everything about. I will get to the point where I get my gold wristband. I'm halfway to getting that now from the wristband before that. I think it's green, so I'm nearly at gold, which is the final that's sort of the soft ending where you're like, yeah, you've done that, and now you can do what you want. This is where you become a legend within the game. I'm very, very close to doing that now, so I'll probably have that done by this time next week. I fucking love it. I really, really love Forza Horizon 6. It's just really fun to play. There are some weird moments, like, I don't know what's happened with reflections in that game, but there are moments where you're driving towards like a lake and it looks a bit off for half a second. But other than that, Forza Horizon 6 is Summit special. So I'm so close to getting my gold wristband now. Cannot wait to do that. So yeah, it's been good to go back. And then once I do that, I'm going to go back to Saros. I'm going to use this sort of like period of just to mop up the stuff that I haven't finished. So that's my plan, at least. Sean, what have you been playing this week?
I'll say, do you want to do Mina the Hollower now, James, or should we save that till we get to yours?
Yeah, I mean, we could do it. Why don't we do it now? Because I finished it.
Oh, you finished it? Holy shit.
I have,
okay, so
finally, yeah.
I can't remember when we last talked about it. I've only made like a bit more progress. I've found, so I explained last time, for those who haven't played it, you got this central town area, and then there's these like 5 towers that you need to reactivate. So they're like your dungeons effectively. So I think last time we spoke, I'd just done one of those. Figuring out where to go after that was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Do you know about the newspapers?
Yes, but I didn't find them that helpful.
No, it
Like
just
not paying enough
basically
attention.
they just give you a hint of like you need to go to this place,
Right,
but there's
okay.
no actual indication of how you're really supposed to get there. And
Yeah.
I mean, I see this. I've got really mixed feelings about this game, like really super mixed feelings, and because there are bits about it that are really great. Like there's some really fun stuff. There's a whole bit in a forest where you get chased, and it's fucking brilliant. Like it's really well executed and it's great. But there's also a load of other stuff that I don't like about this at all. And one of those things is navigation. I think navigation's really bad, and the fact that there is a map, but but the map is pretty much functionally useless because the only place you can like really look at it is like if you go down into your into underground, then you can.
Yeah, like your bonfires essentially, aren't they? You
Yeah.
go to a little underground base thing. Yeah.
But it also has no detail either, like really. There's no sort of detail about, about roads or anything like that. So getting around I found quite irritating in this game. And it's like the thing about it is that I didn't find the combat annoying. The combat was fine, I thought, in this, apart from the fact that you could only sort of really hit in very limited directions, and some of the boss fights are really intense, and it can be a bit difficult, but it wasn't like a deal breaker for me, this. But it was the thing that I found the most irritating about the game was the navigation, but then also like the platforming stuff as well, because there's so many parts where you get knocked off and fall into pits. Like it happens. That's one of the main sort of like gameplay mechanics it feels in this, is being knocked off into pits, by like enemies that like appear from wherever. And what's irritating about it is that it seems to be really arbitrary as to where you then respawn after you've done this. Like sometimes you respawn, like close to where you've fallen off. Other times it's right back at the start of like whatever screen you've gone into. And it's quite irritating. Like, I found that, and I found getting hit by stuff and knocked off super irritating, like throughout and towards the end there's parts of the game which have like ice sections where it's like you're sliding all over the place as well, and it's kind of madness inducing, like as you're sort of going through. But and also, I mean, sorry, do you want to talk, because I can talk most about this.
I was going to say so like with the navigation stuff, I was listening to, so a couple of the devs were on Remap. They had a chat with Patrick. It's a really good listen. But they were saying like, the decision to, it's like, so there is like an intended order for the, these towers that you have to do, but the game doesn't tell you what that is, and you got to find. In any case, you have to find your own way to each of them. And they were saying they wanted that Dark Souls thing of like you will learn every inch of this and you will map it out in your head, because they find that really satisfying. And it's like, yeah, but in Dark Souls you can look around a lot. And you can get your bearings by doing so. Whereas this is like, it's this enormous, really dense world, but because it's just that top-down Zelda perspective, it's like if you were playing Dark Souls, but like you had to look at everything through like a little Smarties tube with the end taken out. Do you know what I mean? It's like at any one point, your view on the world is so tiny compared to the size of it. It's so I find I'm just not building that map in my head like at all. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But yeah, like I don't know, I keep having I'm like forcing myself to go back to it, and then by the end of each session it will do something. I'm like, shit, that's really clever, or that's really cool, and I'm really glad I went back to it. But then I will find it hard to go back to it the next time. Do you know what I mean?
See, and there's also, I mean, there's like the upgrade system, I think, is great. Like all the trinkets that you have to like get, which like really change the way the game plays. That's all really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I hate the spark towers. Like absolutely hate them.
I've only done one. I thought it was cool, but
no, the first one is cool.
Right.
It starts to get super irritating. Like I was swearing.
Towers, sorry.
So there's these parts. So at the end of each area, because you're supposed to get to these towers, which you then have to climb up. But you climb up them by, it's not like mode 7, is it? It's like, how do you say?
I was saying, wasn't it? It's a bit like that game Nebulous. So
Nebulous, right?
You're looking at a tower side on, and your character's sort of in the middle of the screen, and she's hanging by like a rope, isn't she? And the idea is you're scaling the tower.
Yeah.
So you're sort of rotating around the tower, but you stay in place, and the tower rotates, and all the things on it. Sort of
Mr. Crab, Mr. Crab,
Mr. Crab. Yeah, classic Mr. Crab scenario.
Just not as good.
And it's but yeah, the way you move is quite there's like a lot of momentum, isn't there? It's quite
Yeah.
precise. You're sort of bouncing around quite a lot, and there's enemies and obstacles and all the rest of it.
And there's also like electricity going up the tower as well,
Yes.
which if it touches you, you're done, and you have to go back down to the bottom and start again. And the last one of this tower, it was absolutely maddening. Like I was swearing up a storm because I was just like, this is driving me absolutely crazy. And I
More or less than baby steps?
much more actually.
Really?
Yeah, it was it frustrated me more than that. But
man, I wish you were streaming it.
Yeah.
The clips we got out of you from that, so good.
But but then aside from that, a lot of the other like the bosses and stuff like that, really enjoyed fighting those. And but it's just the exploration I didn't really find that interesting. And the other thing, I know people are probably going to get annoyed about this. I think this game is extremely ugly. I think it looks horrible. Like honestly, and the reason I say that is because I know this is also subjective, but like 8-bit games can look nice, and but this I don't feel has any of the charm of like Link's Awakening, for example. Like all the characters look rough to me, and I don't like the color choices, and I just think it looks ugly. I just don't like it at all, like visually.
It's weird, like because I had like the same thing with Shovel Knight. Because I initially, bounced off Shovel Knight and then came back to it like years later and ended up really enjoying it. But yeah, I just like the whole like, hey, look, it looks like a NES game, and I'm like, okay, I don't think that look has aged well.
But it
Personally,
can also
I haven't
look
got any
good.
nostalgia for it. And
It can look good.
you're right. Obviously, there are exceptions to that. And this, Mina the Hollow was going for like a Game Boy Color look, and you might think, well, what's the difference? If you look at you see it when you look at it. But equally, and this is such an unfair comparison, but obviously that The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, great name, is coming out soon, and everyone's saying this is like this is like a very Zelda-ish game. And you look at that, and it's it's that Square Enix 2D 3D look, whatever, 2D HD they call it, don't they? It's that look, and it's like, fuck, man, that looks great. And compared to Mina, which again, it's not a fair comparison because they're obviously going for very different things. But yeah, I see Tales of Elliot, whatever it is, and then look at Mina again. I'm like, well, I don't know, man. But then and it is amazing how much detail there is in there. The fact that any screen on Mina the Hollower can have multiple tiers. There's things you can dig under, or the secret exits, or whatever. And that stuff is all like, you can tell so much work has gone into making that stuff readable.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not always pleasant to.
Exactly. It's really clever the way this has all been put together. I could completely appreciate that, and I enjoyed a lot of aspects of that. But I also think it looks not very nice, and I didn't enjoy looking at the game while I was playing it.
Yeah,
like, it's
more admirable than it is fun, right?
Attractive,
yeah. It's
92 on Metacritic.
Yeah,
so we're wrong, obviously.
We're obviously wrong, yeah. So we don't understand. It's
because it's funny because I've been speaking to James in the week, and you'd mentioned to me that you don't like this game, and I thought, oh, you and Sean are gonna butt heads. But yeah, I didn't expect it.
I've been chatting about it. I'm pretty much on the same page, I think.
Yeah, it's not a case. I mean, I don't hate it or anything at all. There's just a lot of things about it I don't really like that much. But then there's also lots of bits that feel really, really well put together. It's it's a shame.
Can I be selfish and ask James to finish off his list, because I'm really interested to hear what he's got to say about Pragmata.
I mean, Pragmata is. I mean, I finished this this weekend, and I mean, the end section did drag a little bit, I thought, but I really enjoyed all the upgrading stuff. I think the story worked, I thought, really well, and especially, do you know what is crazy about this? Right, I was sitting there just playing through the ending, like the ending section, and Rachel just came in and sat down, and she was sitting there watching it, and I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say what happens. But she started crying while it was going.
Really?
She actually started crying, and I also felt really touched by it as well, because I was just thinking.
So did I.
Because also, I mean, like I've had quite a few times, with Rachel as well, where we've had to like part for length of time or whatever, and it's horrible, like when that happens, and it's just it was really touching, I thought, and I thought it was brilliant. I really enjoyed the game. Like overall, I thought it was.
Well, this is what was in my head when I was playing 007. Towards the end of that, when that bit was dragging, I
Yeah.
was like, man, I wanted to like 007 First Light a lot. Like I wanted to like it, and then I remembered how I felt when I played Pragmata, and at no point did I go, oh fucking hell, come on.
Yeah.
So that like when I look at them side by side, I just think fucking hell, Pragmata was just like a really fun action game from start to finish.
I need
And
to
the
get it
upgrade
finished.
system was so good. Like
There's part of me that's just like, I know I need to get it finished, but also I'm like, I kind of like knowing that it's there. Waiting
Oh, you've not
do you know
done
what I mean?
it?
I don't want it to run out. Like, I'm...
Oh, I thought you had. What's really funny is that I went straight back into it afterwards. And that's,
really?
like I didn't do much more afterwards,
Yeah.
but there was part of me that was like, I want to go back into those early parts to see how much better I am at the combat now and then get a load of collectibles that I didn't have. But there is no reason why I won't, like I haven't deleted it. There's no reason why I won't boot it up at some point, just sort of sink into that world again. Yeah, Pragmata's brilliant, man.
excellent.
Yeah, I need to get it finished.
Yeah.
I need to get it played more.
I think it's my favourite game of the year so far. I don't know, Forza's up there as well now, but yeah, really impressed with that. And again, I just had a lot of comparisons to it by the end of 007. I just don't think they're on the same level, Obviously going for different things, so it's kind of pointless, but yeah, cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it, James. I was a little bit concerned as to whether you would enjoy this or not, because the hacking stuff does not seem to be compatible with you. But
No, because it's not really puzzly, is it? It's more,
No, it's not
It's more
puzzly,
reaction
right.
speeds.
Yeah,
like,
it is,
it's
for sure.
yeah, and there's
That's what I
ways
like
to mitigate it as well. Of course.
Yeah.
Like, cool. Right, Sean. Let's,
Hello, a
let's
bunch
go
of quick
through your
ones.
list of.
I'll be as fast as I can.
I mean, the biggest one on James's list, we'll get to another time then. I mean,
Really?
FIFA on Netflix.
Oh shit! No, we'll end on that. Yeah, I forgot about
yeah.
that. You're absolutely right. We'll end on that. Sorry, I missed that.
Okay, so streamed a bit of Two Fights, Two Tight Spaces. So this was announced in the PC gaming show. Obviously, sequel to we had Fights in Tight Spaces, then we had Knights in Tight Spaces. What's interesting is it's a sort of a natural evolution. So Fights in Tight Spaces was this turn-based sort of strategy game, but where you're like a secret agent and you're battering a load of thugs. But you have like a hand of cards with all different fighting moves on them. So it's so you're trying to figure out the most efficient ways to try and take everyone out in the room and ideally not get hit yourself. And then Knights in Tight Spaces took that and made it like a fantasy setting where you had several characters, like several playable characters at any in any one fight, but you still only had one hand of cards. So it wasn't like, oh, I've got 3 characters, I can do 3 times as many things. It was about making sure, like, so you would sort of make sure that 2 of your characters were both next to an enemy at the same time, for example, and then one attack, like using one attack card would cause them both to attack, right? So it's sort of leaning into this, like, if you are thinking it through really carefully, you can be like ruthlessly efficient, take everyone out and have a great time. But if you're not thinking on that level, like there's not a huge advantage to having the extra characters. So it's really interesting. And yeah, so now Two Fights, Two Tight Spaces is co-op. It's multiplayer. And you can have up to 3 players. So I streamed it with Lindy Bailey, who's part of the devs, #ad. Yeah, we had a really good time.
Declare it up front, please.
100%. And yeah, it was just really cool because I love these sorts of games where, like, especially like something like Into the Breach, right? Which is the sort of mech strategy game where, like, playing one turn on that can take you like 10-15 minutes, and it's just you staring at the screen and just being like, right, if I move that guy there, use this move, that does this, and then this person could do this, and but hang on a minute, what if it's more efficient if I move this guy first, do this move, and then that damages this building with civilians in, but is that worth the cost? And you just having that conversation with yourself internally. So it's really fun to have a game like this where you're doing that, talking through it with someone else. So,
yeah, that's good.
Like playing it 2-player, and you've each got your own hand of cards, and I'm like, you can view the other person's cards, but you're going, right, well, I could do X, Y, Z, and the other person's going, well, I can do this and do something. Well, does it make more sense if I go here first, hit this person, you grab that knife, stab this guy, I steal his gun, shoot him, blah blah blah. Yeah, really, really, really good fun.
Yeah, so working out strategies on the fly. That sounds great.
Yeah. And then sort of, just the like little moments where it would feel like we've talked about a turn for ages. What's Dave grinning at?
Just the fact that it sounded like Matt was reading from that this is like hashtag ad. It sounded like Matt was feeding from King. So you're saying that you're working out this on the fly? Sounds great. Tell me more about
this.
That.
Sounds like it revolutionises the strategies on it.
Could you go into the unique combat style a little bit more, please?
And you said it's available today.
It is in early access.
What's the low price? The low price.
Actually, on discount right now. 10% discount on Steam. It's in early access. There's bugs and stuff. People are having connectivity issues. Touch wood. The stream we did was absolutely fine. But hold off if you're fussed about that stuff, I guess. But yeah, really enjoyed it. What else? TOEM 2 has a demo. I really enjoyed TOEM 1. I think some of you did.
Yeah, I did.
2 years back. Yeah. This is your photography, like sort of isometric photography game, black and white.
Yes.
Little character running around. And I still, I said this at the time, still really like the fact that it's a photography game, but it's not about like doing good photography because a game can't assess that, right? It's too complicated. So it was all about capturing moments. You would get like a little list of like shots you need to get, and it'll be like someone on a skateboard doing a grind down a rail or something. And like some of the clues would be a little bit cryptic, and you'd have to sort of work out what they meant, and that stuff was really fun. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I was like genuinely quite sad when it was over. So I was delighted when I found out they were doing a sequel. It's more of the same, but I would say there's more like platforming to it. There's bits where I was like jumping up and around buildings and stuff, and it was like a little bit tricky. Not so much that if you hate platforming, it's going to throw you off, but there was like this whole bit where I was just going around an aquarium, and it was just like a really nice space, and there was sort of little self-contained puzzles within that. But then also there was some requests from people in the aquarium involved going out into town, taking photographs of other stuff, and then just really good. Really happy that it's got a sequel. I'm not sure when it's out. I assume it's this year. Soundtrack's still really wonderful as well. It's the same people who did the soundtrack for the last one. What else? Windrunners. I played the demo of Windrunners. This is a weird one. So this got shown at, I think it was the PC Gaming Show.
Right.
And it looked like, as soon as I saw it, as the one I said, like, oh, it's the sequel. This must be a sequel to Jet Lancer, which I talked about a few years ago.
Yes.
Loved, the sort of Luftrausers style sort of 2D shooter.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, Jet Lancer was fucking class. Like, I still go back to it. So I saw this. I was like, oh my God, it's a sequel to Jet Lancer. And then it came up with like the devs at the end. I was like, I don't think that's the same people. And it's not. It's a different dev team. They've just made a game that looks a lot like Jet Lancers. It looks great. Like the visual style of it is absolutely gorgeous. Having played the demo, I don't know if it's got the source though. Like the thing that Jet Lancer did, and Luftrausers as well, is it had the thing where so it's side on, you're controlling there's a little aeroplane, fly around, but it's quite physicsy in that so you could point your ship sort of diagonally upwards and then boost a bit, and then you would like let go of the throttle, and your ship would just sort of drift upwards.
Yeah, you get that drifting feeling.
Yeah. And it's sort of, and as you're drifting, so you can turn and like shoot in different directions, so you kind of sort of prepping your direction of travel, and then being able to freely shoot a bit, and then you sort of take control of the ship again. That's really satisfying, really fun to do. This is like your ship is always traveling in the direction it is pointing, which shouldn't like inherently be a problem. Like if it's trying to do do something else, then that's fine. But it's so irritating when you're like, if like your objective is like it's a big battleship in the sea, right? And there's other planes flying around and stuff, but you're trying to shoot this one massive target. So in something like Jet Lancer, so you could sort of position yourself to kind of fly over it, and then, let's say, come off the accelerator and then be shooting down at it as you sort of pass over it, right? Whereas in this, you've got to be pointing at it. So you get like a second to just shoot a bit, and then I'm going to crash into it, and then I've got to fly away again. Just feels a bit annoying when we've seen an alternative that works really well and is really satisfying to do. So yeah, wasn't too fussed on that, sadly.
Is it? I'm watching a stream now on the Steam page. Is it rock hard? Is it fun enough? Like, it looks really challenging watching the demo or whatever they're playing now on the Steam page. There's so many enemies. Yeah, Windrunners. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, difficulty wise, it was fine, I thought. But yeah, if anyone saw Windrunners and thought it looked cool, I would probably still just recommend Jetlancer, to be honest. But I don't know. It's only a demo. Things might change. Who knows? Last one I was going to talk about is Blood Dungeon. So this got announced. Was this Day of the Devs or PC Gaming Show? I can't remember. It's the new Messhoff game of Nidhogg fame and also Wheel World. But it's getting
I thought it was Day of the Devs.
Was it Day of the Devs?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So this is...
I should say on the stream, you said, David loved Wheel World, didn't he? I thought it was all right.
I thought you were really keen on it. Sorry.
No. I mean, I played it to the end, but I could see it was quite
a big wheel head.
Yeah, the guys over at the Reddit all fucking sort of having a pop at me now. The guys down at the Wheel World Reddit.
Oh, he's in denial.
So yeah, Blood Dungeon. So yeah, it's by Messhoff, and it is it's a bullet heaven or survivors game, whatever you want to call it. So sort of it's a Vampire Survivor style, but it's a 2D platformer.
Slow down.
What?
Bullet Hell game is a game where there's just like tons of bullets.
Yeah.
So what's a Bullet Heaven game?
Bullet Heaven is where there's tons of bullets, but you're the one shooting the bullets.
Okay, all right. I like that. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, but it's a 2D platformer. And you're a funny little man who's like waving his arms around as he runs around, and it looks very funny. And soundtrack's really good, and it's interesting having that sort of game where obviously you're quite restricted by the platforms and the layout of them and stuff. So the enemies kind of drift towards you sort of freely. Sort of, a lot of them are just sort of ignoring the layout of the platforms and stuff, but you're restricted by them, so you're having to think a lot about how you're moving through the world, depending on how the enemies are coming at you and the layout of the platforms and stuff. And yeah, really enjoyed it. That was like really good sense of humor. Looks funny. So keen to see.
I mean, this looked great on Day of Devs, and it looks great now. This also looks like you're permanently getting chased.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'm out.
Okay.
Like this is
genre,
getting
though,
chased.
isn't it? It's just always
but Vampire Survivors, it felt like that felt different. Yeah, they're encroaching upon you. You're literally getting chased around.
I suppose you're getting chased through like a confined environment, whereas Vampire Survivors, you can always shoot your way out. And yeah.
Fuck that. I'm sorry, Blood Dungeon. Fuck that. I can't do it. It does look cool though.
Yeah.
Are the animated bits in game, or like the kind of, is that like they just cutscenes in between? I guess.
I don't know. I played the demo.
Because the trailer has like cool animated bits. I wasn't sure how much of that is like incorporated or.
Oh shit! No, I think
that
might just be the trailer. I think. Don't know.
Cool.
But yeah, that's all from me.
James, you got one more game to talk about.
I'm gonna because he's gonna do football. I think the dog's letting out.
Yeah, you are absolutely fine to do that.
See you in a minute,
James Farley.
Okay, so do you remember how FIFA promised that they were going to have their own football game?
They almost threatened EA.
Not just that, James. I'm sure you have the quote to hand from.
I mean, they said it was going to be the best.
It said always be the best e-game for any girl or boy. So, what's the e-game like, James?
Well, this e-game is available on Netflix. So you can, if you've got a Netflix.
What's it actually called?
It's just called FIFA.
It's called FIFA World Cup, and currently it's called FIFA World Cup Launch Edition. Yeah, but it's FIFA
and then
World Cup.
Also in beta, like it says as well, like at the bottom, which is pretty good. But yes, this is available on Netflix, and I played it on my computer using my iPhone as a controller, because that's one of the recommended methods for playing the game, and it's awful. It's genuinely awful, but also quite funny as well. Like it's quite funny to play. It's got N64 level commentary, which is great. Honestly, it's like
what you mean, like today's game between England
and
France.
exactly like that. And then like there was this one. It's Andy Townsend doing. He's one of the commentators, and there was this bit where I scored a goal, and he just says, he says, oh, that was a great shot from Harry Kane, and then he just went England. Like that, and then the game, which was odd. I don't know why he just suddenly went England as well.
One, France.
No. And his co-commentator, who I forget the name, will just suddenly go gay like this, as like when it's like ghosts when things happen, and it uses the same sound voice for like every time. So obviously this has evolved on EAFC or whatever over time, where they've got different versions, different situations. They haven't done that with this at all. It's just using the same sound samples. It looks like a PS2 game, like visually. That's like the kind of the quality of it. It's got no depth like whatsoever, and it's like the control system is actually kind of interesting because when you're holding your controller, on the left hand side you have like directional control for your player. They can move around, and then on the right hand side, instead of buttons, they just have like a massive sort of like touch area where you can tap to shoot or tap to like pass, or you can slide like your finger like across to like do like a pass. So it's like a lofted pass or something like that. As it's to try and break through defenses and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter, because I found you can just be like a player and you can run pretty much the length of the pitch and then just put the ball in the net. And what's great is the commentators saying things like they're all surrounding you, like Kane's surrounded, and it's like there's no one near him, during this. It's bad. Let's just say the whole thing is pretty bad.
I just don't get the fact that they've called. I know even from what they've called it is bad enough. If they've called it just FIFA World Cup, when you Google FIFA World Cup, the game doesn't come up. Like if you Google FIFA 95 or FIFA 2004, whatever, that game will come up. But if you do FIFA World Cup, you won't see it anywhere. Like,
why don't they put the year on it at the very least?
Tell you what, it's being promoted like anything. Like I was on Instagram and I kept getting like sort of like promotional reels for it, which were quite funny.
Oh, really?
Like these people saying like, you got to check this out on Netflix. It's free. It's so sick and all this sort of stuff. it was pretty funny. Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I think we called this from day one. I think it's hard to judge a game that is entering the football market. It's like a hard thing to do. But I've heard good things about this goals game that has launched on Xbox like recently, and I'm looking at a video of this FIFA game, and holy shit, this is like taking me back to PS2 era. Yeah.
It's It's
the funny thing is, I looked at the videos after you mentioned it, James, and I was like, PS2 era, and I was thinking like, oh yeah, this is ISS Pro, the only Pro Evos, which are good, and then but yeah, obviously it's not that.
No, it's
so
really
so
not.
do you? I guess you played until you won the World Cup with England, naturally.
No, I only played one match. I mean, so maybe I can't judge.
That's not fair.
I can't judge at this stage.
Judge the game on one match.
But you haven't experienced the whole journey.
I know. You see, I was hoping also it would have online multiplayer, so that we could. Because I was like, because I sent you a message, David. I was like, David, have you got Netflix? Because if this has got online, we've got to stream this. But then it turns out no, there's no online. It's only like local multiplayer, which is a shame. Yeah,
that is a shame.
Well,
I do want to play it though, because it does look incredible. It would be really good for, like, when you get together, you have a few drinks or whatever, you could play any football game and find fun in it. I remember myself and Chet playing a lacrosse game one morning on a massive hangover, and still having a good time. So I'm pretty sure you could have a laugh with it. And I just imagine me and my mates sitting down and do you remember half of the fun we had with Pro Evolution Soccer, Matt, was laughing at the commentary? Same, please.
And the songs,
But oh god, we had to keep pausing it because we were laughing so hard. I don't know. Yeah,
but that was still a pretty good football game. Generally,
exactly.
This is
at
not.
the end of the day,
Okay. So the goals meant to be good. What's this goals thing?
Well, I'm not gonna be happy me saying this. This is John that's told me, and I do worry because John does tend to really like new football games that come out for a while, and then it turns out that they might not be as good. See every FIFA game that comes out, or FC game that comes out every year. It's like, no, they fixed it all, and then a week after, we're like, no, they haven't. so I don't know. We'll see. I should try it. He has said actually, like obviously, it's a long way off of the presentation of the FC games, but there's something there, I have been told, which I've not heard from a single person about this game. So yeah, how do you play? Sorry, how do you play these games? Netflix games.
It's so you play them. Computer. Yeah, you play it on like your computer, and yeah.
But does it stream or is it?
It's streamed. It's all streamed.
Right,
yeah,
streamed. Okay.
It wasn't lag free. But
if you've got an app on your telly, if you've got the Netflix app on your telly, you can just stream it through that, can you?
I'm not sure actually, because I tried that with the Netflix app, like on PS5, and it just wasn't there as an option. It wasn't available, so I don't know if it seems to be limited to certain devices as well, which seems to be a bit of a mistake.
Okay.
But yeah.
I did love that commentary though. That's where it's at. England. Okay. What do we do? We're at the end of the pod. It is a very long one.
Do we stash the questions for next week?
I think we come up with questions next week.
We've done that so much recently.
I
know,
but look,
we have a lot
think
of
about
questions for next week.
Nothing's going to happen this week, news-wise.
Yeah, there's going to be no news.
It'll be fine. And then next week, we can just do questions and shit.
You're not here next week.
Oh, yeah.
That's why James is suggesting that.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
Great. So I'm going to have to compile all the news about all the Xbox studio closures. Thanks, James. Did you phone up Sharma and be like, "Oi, if you're doing any closures, do it between these dates. I won't have to do anything about it."
Matt, let's do the socials.
Yes. Sean, are you doing Play by the Bell this week?
No, because we're doing Patreon stuff, right?
We are. Yes. Yeah. We've got a bunch of Patreon stuff. James, I can do Reanimal, James, Friday.
Yeah, I could probably do that as well.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And hang on, aren't we doing something else on Friday?
Yep.
Okay,
we're doing the Patreon stuff on Friday.
Yeah.
No streams this week. We'll be back next week, I'm sure. But if you want to watch old streams,
you heard.
Yeah, if you want to watch old streams or indeed this podcast and video, you can search us on YouTube and see the old streams. The podcast is all on there. But if you do want to support us still, go to Twitch and connect your Amazon account, and you have something called Prime Gaming. You get a free subscription to give to any channel of your choice. Want to go to our channel and give us your free subscription. We really appreciate those that do that. We're on Patreon. If you want to support what we're doing over here, it's patreon.com/TCGS. If you want to have it exclusive.
Can I just say, Phil Wall, I know Matt's doing the socials, but don't say thank you for the show, lads. Like, don't make it that obvious that you're checking out at this point.
Unbelievable, Phil. Yeah, where was it? Yeah, so if you want, we do monthly exclusive bonus podcasts on Patreon, and also now over in the chat saying night, fuck the lot of you. And I'm doing like a Patreon stream as well, which we're going to confirm later in the month. And the website's tcgs.co. Links to our amazing Discord community, our socials, our podcast, our Patreon store, Strava Club. It's all on there, and that's it.
Okay. Thank you all for living it. We will catch you next week. James won't be here. We are not announcing our guest because we haven't booked one yet, baby. We will catch you then. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I'm going to wait until everyone's... There we go. We're all waving. Bye.